Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back to Recap Kickback for a special Black History Month production here. My name is Chappell, and I will be your host as we go through what we are calling the Cartoon Clash, Black History Month Brant Steele. I think that's what it's called right now, but we're workshopping that. We're going to get that together. As you know, it's Black History Month. We are here to celebrate all things Black, including some incredible characters as well. And so with me, I had to have two incredible characters to go through this journey as we discover which of these Black cartoon characters will be the sole survivor. With me first, my co-host from the Abbott Elementary recaps that we do every other week here on Recap Kickback, Gia. Gia, welcome back.
Chappell, I feel like our entire friendship has been leading to this moment. Not to be dramatic about how amazing I think this is going to turn, but like this has been a work in progress for a long time, and I am so glad we are finally here to have what I think will be the first of many Brant Steeles moving forward.
Oh yeah, we gonna explain all of this to everybody who's listening, who's confused. But we got some things in store. This is gonna be so much fun. Also with us, one of the kings of Brant Steele, Isaiah A. Ball Bangers is back.
You guys brought me in for the perfect thing. Like, you got Black people and cartoons. I love both of them. I had to bring my faded ass shirt here, but it's okay. Like, I gotta represent my man Gerald and everything. I'm excited. I'm really happy to do this. This is my life's work all coming together. So let's do that.
Yeah. I feel like we got the perfect team here for this. And so for the people who are not understanding what's going on, you're like, what are you talking about? Who's Brant Steele? This is an assignment where we are going to simulate a season of Survivor using the Black cartoon characters in front of us. So if you are not watching this on YouTube, what are you doing? Check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/@recapkickback to see the video format of this. But if you're listening online, this is going to be fun too, because we're going to talk you through all the moves that these cartoon characters make. And Gia, we have a hell of a roster here. Now, tell the people how we come up with this concept.
Okay, so first, when we originally said we were going to do this, we weren't thinking about it that deeply, right? We said we're probably just going to pick like 18 to 20 cartoon characters that we want to see in this situation and put them through a random Survivor season simulator. But then we were like, but what if we did a theme? And then I texted, but what if we do heroes, healers, and hustlers? And the ideas started rolling in here. So this is where we started to come up with this cast here. And we decided, no, this is actually the perfect theme for this type of show, because we know that, some of these characters do fit fairly well into one of these categories. Like, we have Black cartoon characters that are heroes. We have some that are treated more as healers on their show. And we definitely have a strong cast of hustlers in here. So I am so excited to start moving forward with this cast. But like, this was a labor of love. And before anybody says, but what about X, Y, and Z? Couple things. First, we had to make the decision that we were only going with TV shows here. I love me some Princess and the Frog, right? Like, there are a couple of movie characters in here that I would have loved to be part of it, but the pool of these characters was already too big for our first of what we hope to be many. I think this is a really strong starting cast. It's like our Borneo of what will clearly be a 48 season plus franchise moving forward. At least confirmed for 50 seasons already, I assume.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption. Gia's right. We have the cartoon characters in front of us, and we are going to make them play Survivor using a technology called Brant Steele. It happens all the time. Gia's done a bunch of them. I know Isaiah's done them. And so I've got these two people who are going to help us go through these iconic cartoon characters and find out who would be the best of the best. Now, mind you, this is simulated. We don't know the results. And so we're going to be going through those with you as we go on. Isaiah, is there anything else we need to know before starting the Brant Steele?
We're here for chaos and entertainment, nothing else. So I'm just ready to jump on
in. And Gia, with this being our Borneo, we are going to try to track some of these alliances and like these people who start to get along, because we're coming in assuming these people don't know each other for the most part, right? They don't have any pre-existing alliances that we know of. But after this one, there's going to be some lore that we're going to call back to in the future. And Brant Steele doesn't only do Survivor. You could do the Hunger Games. You could do Big Brother. You could do a lot of different games. And so we're going to put these people through the ringer, Gia.
Oh, absolutely. And for people that are wondering, why we came up with this cast, why this is the cast we chose, we'll talk a little bit about our process as we start introducing the cast itself. But also, we need to, we want to keep it concise. We know that we want to make this a series. We want to do more of these in the future. So if you're wondering why is X, Y, and Z not in this cast, let us know who you want to see. I say, definitely give us some comments about who you were happy to see, who you want to see play again, who you would like to see in the future that is not included in here. But just know that we came up with the best cast that we could given our limitations in that we could only pick 18 characters. Yeah. And we would love to hear what you think for the future as well.
Yeah. So let's get into the cast. All right. Isaiah, we're going to start with the Heroes tribe, okay? And so we just want to give everybody a brief introduction to these Black cartoon characters in case you don't know who they are, in case you're not very familiar, and these aren't your people. And so starting up, number 1 on our list, Craig from Craig of the Creek. And so I know Craig of the Creek as a Black-ass cartoon show, but it's a little bit younger than me. Are either y'all familiar with Craig of the Creek intimately?
So I when we were originally making this cast, we had another person in here that I'm sure we'll get a lot of comments about why the other person was not included. But this was Isaiah's recommendation here, and I think it's a good choice. It's a newer cartoon. Isaiah says Craig is a good fit for this tribe, so I'm going to take his word for it here. So I do think that I don't have a lot of knowledge about Craig of the Creek as a show. I do want to watch it at some point, but I did not have time to get into the lore before we started this. So I'm gonna bring it over to Isaiah here.
Without making it too complicated, we needed some new school representation. So you got my man Craig. He's very adventurous. His whole thing with him and his friends is basically like role playing in the little forest area or whatever. He is a leader, goes through his adventures. He has his rivals and everything, but he's all family oriented. He's good with his parents and his brothers. He has a whole lot of friends. Everyone messes with Craig. So that's basically the whole thing. He's big with his imagination. And I think he's perfect for this tribe because we need that spontaneous energy for our Heroes tribe. There's a lot of seriousness and honor over here. We need that kind of animated feeling for a Heroes tribe. Mm-hmm. So he brings the youth, so I think he's a perfect fit for over here.
Mm-hmm.
He's 10 years old. He's from Baltimore. Craig outside, literally at the creek. And so it's going to be fun to watch. Isaiah, who's next on our Heroes tribe?
All right. So next on our Heroes tribe is from Titan's Tower.
Oh, God.
Cyborg.
Booyah!
Yes.
Now, Cyborg, obviously a hero, right, Gia?
Oh, yeah. It's literally, come on now. He is the Black Teen Titan. Mm-hmm. I don't know that other show that he's in, the remake.
I like Titans Go, man.
I haven't seen it. So I've only seen very brief clips of it from when my youngest brothers would watch it way back when, as Cartoon Network viewings on here. So I don't know the show, but I know Cyborg from the original Teen Titans. Okay, the OG version of it. So that is the Teen Titans that I like. This is the Cyborg that I remember that I will be viewing in this Brant Steele.
Yeah, and first, before we get too far from Cyborg, Isaiah, is Beast Boy Black?
No, he's not. He's not. He's mutated because in Young Justice, he not to go too far off, but he got mutated or whatever with Martian blood. He's like a white kid. So no, he's not.
I
would like to claim like he was, but he's not. His name is Garfield. There you go.
Oh, also, I'm gonna get a little off track here. Chappell, when either our last or second to last Abbott Elementary show, I asked a very controversial question of the two main VeggieTale characters. Do we think which one of them is black, right?
Yeah.
Of our for our ambiguously black bracket. And I said that I think it's Bob the Tomato because I truly think Larry the Cucumber is just a silly white guy, right? And
yeah.
we love that. We love to see that in there. But I did poll my family and they were largely in agreement with me. I had a few defectors. But if we're thinking about for ambiguously black characters moving forward, I do think, this is something that we want to consider. Although neither Bob or Larry made the heroes, healers, hustlers version of this.
Yeah, not their game to play. But yeah, Cyborg from Teen Titans is a hero. This is the tribe he needed to be on. It makes total sense. Isaiah, who do we have next?
All right, the next person we have for our Brant Steele, all the way from space, is Garnet from Steven Universe.
Woo!
Hey, now look at this afro. This is a black queen.
She's black.
I love Garnet because Garnet's technically two people, or two rocks. Sorry, but regardless, she's black. All right, she's queen. She has so many great moments, and she is like advice oriented. She's awesome. Garnet is her. So Garnet had to be on this cast. I was so scared that you guys weren't in tune with like new school stuff. No. And I was like, where's Garnet? And I started to listen. I'm like, all right, they know what they're talking about. So shout out to Garnet.
Oh no, I have watched some Steven Universe in my day. Garnet is black. She is voiced by Estelle, so she is very black.
Real.
And she is very much involved and a member of this cast.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Notice Garnet not excluded for being racially ambiguous. I think we all unanimously have agreed that this is a black person. So
she is not racially ambiguous. She is black. I think I will hear your arguments for Piccolo, but I think we all just universally agree that he is black. But like Garnet is black. There is nothing ambiguous about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. If you haven't checked out Steven Universe, go check it out. It's a fun show. It really is. Amazing. And I think it's underrated. Yeah. I don't think people talk about it enough. So check that out.
I love Steven Universe. Definitely check it out. I used to watch theory videos every week when I was waiting for episodes. It was insane. It felt like anime, so I watched Steven Universe.
Yeah, check it out. All right. We have Cyborg, we had Craig, and now we have Garnet, who is fourth on our list of heroes.
Bringing my guy, the guy on my t-shirt, Gerald, for the heroes team.
Yes. Okay. Gerald Johansson here. Yeah, like Isaiah is sporting the Gerald t-shirt. Gerald with the big fro. Gerald from PS 118. Gerald from the stoop out here with Arnold. Gerald is one of the blackest cartoon characters I've ever seen in my life. Like Gerald, everything about Gerald is just so cool and chill. Like he got a boy named Fuzzy Slippers who always got the tea. Like all right, I talked to Fuzzy Slippers and he laced me up. Like everybody need a friend like Gerald, a real one from day one. This one makes my heart smile, Gia. I'm so happy to see him here, and I'm thinking Gerald might be my winner pick.
I think this is a good choice for a winner picks. Gerald is solid. He is a very even temper. He's like very level-headed. I do think he has the smarts to make it far. His one concern may be some of the people on his original tribe are crazy. So I think that may be crazy in a positive way, but also, I think that we could see kind of a clash of who wants to be the heroist of the hero tribe, the most hero, if you will. I think, and we often think of Gerald as the epitome of a black friend, but like the black best friend trope here. But I felt very strongly about casting Gerald on the heroes tribe because it does feel like he has some really heroic moments here. Whereas another cartoon best friend that we will talk about in the Hustlers tribe, I felt more about, he's had some moments, but he's a hustler. Like the playground in which he came up required him to be a hustler. So We'll get
Mhm.
into it more when we get to our final tribe here.
All right, Isaiah, who's next on the list?
All right. I'm sure Gia's excited for this one. One of the
Yes,
most
I am. I already know who you're
robbed
talking about.
players for Total Drama Island.
Yes!
Lashana is in the
Mother!
cast.
So I have never seen Total Drama Island at all. The one thing I know is that Lashana was robbed. I've known
Mhm.
that since the day it happened, and I've never let it go. And I preach it like I've seen it with my own eyes. Isaiah, who is this lady?
She is amazing. She is a great player in Total Drama, and she basically, spoiler alert, gets robbed by a very stupid twist on the Eliminated Players Island, where it's like, hey, who do you guys want to see win or go home? And everyone said, I don't want to see Lashana go home. And everyone kept saying her name. And it's like, wait,
Yeah.
don't say her name. She'll get eliminated. They just kept saying her name by accident.
Yep.
She got eliminated. She should have won the season. She has so much swag. She has so much charisma. Everybody likes her.
The of Total Drama Island.
Literally.
The story of Total Drama. And
she had a little hiccup in action, but we don't talk about that. It's all right. We love Lashana.
No. We're not talking about. Listen, honestly, they should, first of all, in action, they should have all sucked it up because they all did way worse than talk shit like Lashana did. So I'm sorry. Like, a couple of them have almost murdered people. So Lashana talking shit is very minor. So I'm just saying they should have gotten over it. Total Drama is really interesting to me because there are quite a few Black characters on the show that I feel very strongly about bringing into a Brant Steele situation. Isaiah and I know we're both like very big fans of Lightning. I would love to see like characters like Cam come back, Damien and Bowie from the new reboot version of the show. I would love to see all of them come back. But if we're talking about we need one representative from Total Drama, it has to be Lashana, if only for how amazing she played in her first season. So obviously my little subtitle here is Team Lashana. I'm hoping that she goes far here. I hope I did not curse her to be an early boot by saying that I'm Team Lashana. But yes, I feel very strongly about Lashana being on this cast. She's a hero to me. Okay, I don't need to hear any other reasons for what other tribe she should be. She is my hero, and that's what matters here.
Chappell, I was gonna say, I know you haven't seen Total Drama. This show is why I watched Big Brother Survivor. I've watched this before that, and it's what got me into
it. Got
and
you
Lashana's a big reason. We love Lashana over here.
Yes.
All right. Let's see what she can do. Isaiah, who is our last member of the Heroes tribe? I believe we're down to our last spot.
We got another teenager. It's my man Virgil, aka Static Shock from the DC universe. So Static is our last member over here.
Okay.
I just personally feel like if we didn't include him, there would have been riots.
Yeah.
Like, I think of all of them, if we're picking a like mascot of each tribe, this is our hero mascot here. We have to include Static Shock. I'm sorry.
Yeah, superhero Static Shock. For the ones who know, they know that cartoon came out on the scene, and it just took the world by storm. I don't even think it was a comic before the cartoon. The cartoon happened, and then they went and wrote comics about the cartoon because that's how real it was. Okay, so the Static Shock love is real here, and he should be set up pretty fine here on this tribe. But we have to get to our next tribe. We still got 20 more people to talk. Well, what 10 more people to talk about? 12? So yeah, let's get into our healers tribe now. Gia, when you say healers, what do you mean by that?
I think especially for the criteria that we decided on when making these tribes, right? A healer could mean many things. I think one of these members is a literal healer, and we will get into that because I'm very excited to talk. That will be our mascot of the healers tribe. But also, I think we also had to look at this as, was this character a calming presence on their tribe? Did they help fix situations that may have arose in their respective shows? Are they doing a lot of emotional labor here? We will get into one of them about how I feel like they did more than they needed to with them messy ass people, but that's okay. So people that are like calming presence or people that are a voice of reason often, I think that is a like more of what we're looking for in terms of our healer criteria. Then there are some characters that we left out that I think would also be literal healers in their professions or in their role in their show. So, we took a little bit of creative liberty with the healer term, but I'm very happy with the tribe, how the tribe stacks up here. And I think we may even, if they can win some immunities, I think this is our strongest strategic tribe overall.
Okay, well, if Static Shock is the mascot for the heroes, I need you to bring up the mascot for the healers. And for me, that's Dr. McStuffins. She's here, y'all. She's here, and she's ready to take the world by storm. Dr. McStuffins had my little niece in a blender. Okay, that's all she wanted to talk about. I was like, who is Doc McStuffins? And then I go and look, I say, they got the little black girl doctor. She operating on the stuffed animals and stuff like that. Turn it up. I give Dr. McStuffins her things. Okay, so I'm happy. I could not be happier with this pick. Again, Gerald was my standout for the heroes, but Dr. McStuffins, man, if she can't, who gonna target Dr. McStuffins?
Her first name is Doc. Like, Doc. Just think about it. Doc. Like,
this lady,
she is a doctor. She heals.
Right. This lady,
she's going to be an amazing villain. I can't wait for this. Like, she's going to ruin everybody's expectations.
What? I am supporting our toxic queen for as long as we need to.
As you should.
Also, I do think, I think there were two characters. We haven't gotten to the other one yet because we haven't gotten to the Hustlers tribe. But there were two characters when we decided on this theme that we knew were a lock. Not just for the season, but for their respective tribe. And then Doc McStuffins was our confirmed members. Like, we're not doing this theme without Doc McStuffins here.
Yeah. So let's move on to another person who's in the medical field, I would say, at least from my point of view. Isaiah, bring me Keisha. Bring me Keisha from the Magic School Bus. And look, the reason why, first of all, Keisha, a real one. Okay. For a cartoon to be bold enough to name this little girl Keisha was real. All right. Number one. But also, the Magic School Bus, they have done so many adventures. They have gone inside of people. They have literally healed. I think they went inside of Arnold. And Keisha was right there the whole time, holding it down, right there behind Miss Frizzle. Always on the scene. I had to make sure Keisha was represented as one of the healers here because we don't have a lot of STEM representation here in the Black cartoon characters. So let's get that together, y'all. Clean that up. Mm-hmm. Bring us more options, more doctors.
This is one of the few I'm actually going in blind because I did watch the Magic School Bus when I was younger, but like not religiously. So I'm curious to see what she's going to do.
This was fourth grade science class for me. We are well versed in the Magic School Bus lore here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see what Keisha can do.
Yeah, and Keisha was never the one really getting into some of the shenanigans that the other students would get into here. So she had her moments, but I think healer is the appropriate tribe for her. And she is some of that representation for like old school children cartoons.
Yeah, she's out there. All right, Isaiah, who's next on the healer's tribe?
All right, we're going to bring in Chef from South Park.
Now, this is an inspired choice, Gia. Why is Chef a healer?
I feel so strongly about Chef, not just being, and I am a South Park girly. Like, South Park got me through college, okay? Like, undergrad and graduate school, let me tell you. So I feel very strongly about this choice, but also that, we have two really main characters in the South Park universe that are Black, right? And that's Tolkien and that's Chef. We have not forgotten about Tolkien, okay? We love Tolkien. This was just not his time. Mm-hmm. And there was only one show here that I felt really strongly about having two representatives from there, because we have not gotten into them yet, but they're both showing up here, and there's a reason that they both need to be there. But Chef is, and this is kind of what I was talking about when we were talking about the
non-conventional healers. Yeah.
Yeah, the non-conventional healers here, because Chef is really like, he's the heart of South Park in a lot of episodes. He's an adult that the kids trust and know to go to, the main four, if they are in a situation in the earlier seasons that they need to talk to an adult about. Chef is going to be their first pick. He's not always the most helpful, but in terms of, if you have seen South Park, you know the majority of the adults in this situation are idiots, right? And they are not going to be
Yes.
helpful. That is like the main concern in South Park, is that the adults are not helpful. Chef is one of the only adults here that they trust. He often was one of the characters that gave them actual life lessons in the show, or would help save the day, save the boys in the situation with helping them for a situation. It's really sad that we don't get him anymore because of the unfortunate death of Isaac Hayes. Rest in peace to him, and rest in peace to the character Chef. But even the episode where Chef dies, because Isaac Hayes, I think it said Isaiah Hayes, but Isaac Hayes.
No, you said Isaac. You had it.
I said Isaac. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So even the show, after the show, there were some really unfortunate circumstances surrounding Isaac Hayes leaving the show, and not the show creators not really knowing how to proceed because of the nature of his exit in here. They got a little more information after his death, but even the exit that we have with Chef is really heartfelt, really emotional, really shows that like the boys are really mourning the loss of somebody that they hold dear here. So Chef is a healer to me. I think we could probably fit him into any of these categories and make a case for Chef. And there were two Chef characters that are both Black that I wanted to have in this show. Today is not the other Chef's day because of the one character per show rule that we tried to stick to as much as possible. But I do feel strongly about Chef being here, and I feel strongly about him being in the healers tribe here.
All right. Isaiah, who's next?
All right. Moving on, we have one of the two that Gia was just referencing. We got Huey Freeman.
Isaiah, tell us about Huey. We talked about, me and Mari and Tyrone actually talked about the Boondocks here on Recap Kickback, so some people might be familiar with it, but for the people who missed it, is Huey a healer?
I don't really know if he should be a healer, because I think I would put him more of like a hero or a hustler than a healer. What I actually wanted to ask you guys, why'd you guys put him in the healer category?
Gia, go for it.
For the same reason that I think we put Chef and a couple other people in here. He's the voice of reason when we often get some perspective from spoiler alerts for the Hustler tribe. His brother is on there. So why Riley has a lot of let's say controversial opinions sometimes, or just like outright nonsense that he says. Huey is the voice of reason. He likes to think things through. He isn't always making the right decision. Like, it's not a cartoon if he's always right. Like, it's not the show we know and love if he's always right. But he is treated more as the voice of reason. He's the perspective that we get a lot more of here. So I felt very strongly about having Huey and Riley in here. And if Riley's going to be a hustler, Huey has to be a healer. I could see an argument for putting him in the hero, but the Heroes Tribe, we were pretty stacked over there. So Huey to the healers you go.
Oh, yeah. Huey Freeman from the Boondocks. Isaiah, what's next?
All right. So I actually am not familiar with this character, so I'm excited to hear about her. It is Jody Landon.
Yes, this is from Daria. Yeah, this is Daria's Black friend. Gia, tell us about Jody.
I love Jody. I've seen every episode of Daria. Very much love the show. I got my sister into it and bought her the whole DVD. Well, I bought the DVD box set for myself, and then I gave it to her afterwards. So it was like, here, watch it while I think she was going to college, and now it's hers, basically. But I love Daria. The show itself is great. And one of the things that I really didn't expect from the show was the perspective of Jody. Jody is one of the only students in Daria universe, and Daria's great that she has like any module of respect for here. Jodie's very intelligent. She's class president. I believe at one point she's elected prom queen with her boyfriend, who I'm skipping out on his name. I'm so sorry, but he's not as big of a character as Jodie here. She's well aware that quite often she's used as kind of like the token Black excellence character from in their high school, like showing like anytime they need an opportunity for diversity, but she's well aware of her position. She often does a lot of emotional labor, not just with Daria, but with a lot of the other characters. She's very popular as well, so she's like has a lot of friends whose situations she has to play mediator for. So Jodie is a really interesting character here. I did not expect Daria when I first started it to really give Jodie any perspective here, but I think they actually did a solid job for a show in the 90s, early 2000s that was not centered around Jodie. Like, this is a show based on the character Daria, obviously, and there are other characters that take more of the spotlight, but I think Jodie, when we see her, it's pretty remarkable episodes and really interesting takes for a show that aired 20 plus years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Daria is an iconic cartoon because it's like an adult, like a young teen kind of adult cartoon. Like, you know, like it kind of bridges that gap in the same way, like I guess the Boondocks would, but not as vulgar as the Boondocks, not as edgy, but definitely very smart, very sarcastic. You know, it's kind of like you gotta like you watch the show and you kind of feel seen a lot of times. Like it's like they're the ones who are looking at the screen telling you like this is crazy, right? And so I think you get a lot of that from Jodie and Daria both. Who's up next on our list? Is this time for Susie Carmichael to make her appearance?
It is time for your cousin. It is.
Yes, as the cousin of Susie Carmichael, I will speak to Susie. Susie from the Rugrats. Around season 6, I want to say, we literally got an episode called Dr. Susie because her mom fixed up one of her toys, and little Susie was like, "Hey, I kind of like this." She took the hippopotamus oath, you know, becoming a doctor in that moment. And to me, as Gia was saying, she's one of those figures in the show where all the chaos is happening, and then you got Susie because her Black ass family was not having it, Isaiah. Like, and so the picture we have up on screen is this is Susie all grown up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And Susie's been a real one since day one.
Only family that knew where their kids were the entire time. They said, "Not on my watch."
And just because of the older one, it doesn't change anything. She's still the realest. She's still the most responsible, the most common sense when it comes to Angelica's nonsense. I love Susie. I think this is a sleeper pick here.
Yeah, she wasn't having it. Okay, she wasn't having it. Love her here. And I think, does that end our Healers tribe?
Yeah, that's our Healers
moving on to Hustlers? All right, let's get to the Hustlers so we can get to the game. Okay, Hustlers.
All right.
We've talked about Riley. You might as well let's go ahead and jump into it. Riley Freeman is going to be our next hustler up. If Huey is a healer for all the things that Gia said, Riley is a hustler because that's all he knows how to do. They call that man Riley Paperstack. Riley Paperstacks, Lewis Rich, like the turkey bacon. I believe he said. He about his money, he about his paper. You know, Riley really don't mess around. Look at that face. Okay, that's the face of a hustler.
I love Riley so much. I feel like when Survivor was creating the Hustlers tribe, they did not pick Hustlers for the Hustlers tribe. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. This was the face I was thinking of when they said the Hustlers tribe. Like, this is a hustler. This is not the mascot of the Hustlers tribe, because we will get into that. But Riley is a hustler.
He was sold to me when he started playing basketball in Tim's. I was like, all right, this kid's a real one. Like, I love Riley. He got a big mouth, so I wonder how he's gonna do in Survivor. This is honestly possibly first boot coded. Who knows? But look, I'm rooting for a good villain. I love Riley. That's my guy. I hope he wins this season.
Yeah, we shall see. Let's get to the mascot of the Hustlers.
Yes.
This person, we've been dancing around her name for this whole entire time, but we got to talk about from the code name Kids Next Door. Not number 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's number 5, baby. Look, number 5 is the queen. This is a top 5 cartoon character of any show. She just is. We got Cree Summer doing the voice.
Look at that hair and earring combo.
Hoop earrings with the cap.
Look at this character design for a cartoon that does like beady eye characters all over the place. Like, this is the best character design that you could have shown 10-year-old me in Cartoon Network. Like, she is it. She is the it girl. When we said we were doing this theme, number 5 was a lock for the Hustlers Tribe. It's just not even a question.
And I'm so sad that Galactic Kid Next Door got canceled. That was a sequel series they were going to make when they're a little older. But she is literally, if you didn't watch the finale, the leader of the new team. You know what I'm saying? So when number 1 goes into space, she is now the leader. And I think she hustled her whole way there. The entire series, she is like the most reasonable on the entire team. And I love her. I remember her hat was covering her face most of the show, and then you see her eyes, you're like, oh shoot, like, I love number 5. She's awesome, man, and I'm so glad that she's here. This is definitely the mascot.
Number 5, baby. Yeah, that's man, it don't get no better than number 5. Who else do we have here on the Hustlers Tribe?
I do think we have a sleeper here. We have Libby from Jimmy Neutron.
Yes.
I don't think people think about Libby that much when you're looking at this cast, because it's like, smaller persona a little bit, but she's very big energy. I think she is very what's the word I'm looking? She's definitely like can be a leader but a sidekick at the same time, because she's Cindy's sidekick for the whole show. But it's like, I don't know. I like Libby. I think she's very intelligent. Oh, go ahead, Gia. What's up?
Yeah, let's cut the bullshit. When Jimmy Neutron was out, I didn't give a shit about Jimmy and Cindy. Okay, like this was the Libby, Sheen, Carl show, okay? If I could have all 3 of them on here, like Carl did, if you see the clip, Carl did those braids, okay? Carl is the reason she has that. He claimed that hair in that Egyptian episode in there. So if I could have Libby and her entourage, like of Sheen and Carl, also included on this, I would. But this is Black cartoon characters only. Libby, Sheen, and Carl were the best parts of this show, bar none. I feel very strongly about Libby being here, and this iteration of Libby specifically, because Carl did his big one with this hair.
No notes. Okay, let's see what Libby is able to do here. Isaiah, who's next up on the list?
From a show I just got into recently because my fiance, it is Marshmallow from Bob's Burgers.
I love Bob's Burgers. Isaiah, how have you been enjoying Bob's Burgers now that you just jumped in?
I love it. So I haven't like watched every episode in a row, but like I hop around. I haven't met this character yet, but I think it's very like it's like dry humor, but it just works. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. But what's up with Marshmallow? Why is she here?
Oh, we get into Marshmallow lore. We love Marshmallow.
The pictures I saw were kind of crazy. So
this is our trans representation on the show as well.
Okay.
From the Bob's Burgers universe. Now I love Bob's Burgers. Everybody knows like his children are my children. Like I ride for his kids. But Gia, tell us why Marshmallow is going to be the greatest hustler to exist on this tribe.
I love Bob's Burgers, right? Like that. I was just watching it, making food so that I wasn't gonna starve like after this show, right? Like I Bob's Burgers is my happy show. Love Bob's Burgers, love the whole family. But we have to admit, okay, the main family is not Black. As much as we want to say they got a little ethnic in them.
They got some friends, like you can tell somebody.
They got a little color in there. Okay. I peeped that, but
Jean been outside. Jean run around the way.
Jean was Queen. There is an argument.
Jean was Queen Latifah for Halloween.
Queen Latifah in his UNITY phase. Quite possibly one of the blackest moments in cartoon history, I will say. But we're not talking about them. But we wanted to have a little bit of Black representation on Bob's Burgers. And there's a couple characters that we could pick, but none that I feel as strongly about as Marshmallow. Marshmallow wears a lot of hats. She is a trans icon. She goes to work. We don't know really what she does, but even in one episode, they just say kind of like she comes and goes as she pleases, and she is truly free. So whatever she does well.
She on the block. Marshmallow out here turning tricks.
Yeah, well, that was what was implied in the first episode that we saw her in, but she was connected to some other trans sex workers in the Bob's Burgers universe, but we haven't really seen them since that episode, but we've seen Marshmallow plenty of times. She's one of the many colorful characters that come into Bob and his family's lives. They are good friends. Everyone has a lot of respect for Marshmallow. And I think that that's one of the things I love about Bob's Burgers is that we often get a lot of solid queer representation. Not so much in the family, even though like the family itself does have some like queer coded moments. But again, like Bob and Linda are married and the kids are kids. So I'm not going to like read too much into that. But a lot of the friends that they have in the Bob's Burgers universe are queer characters, Marshmallow being one of them. And every time Marshmallow shows up, it is a moment. So she's a beloved friend of the family. And we just had to have her here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see what Marshmallow brings to the table.
I feel like she is a solid hustler, I will say. I think we have two more.
All right. Who are our last two? So we can
I'm very excited for the last two.
The last two are great.
We got a true hustler over here, Oscar Proud. Oscar Proud, true hustler.
Now look.
Now, we played with the idea of potentially putting Trudy Proud on the Heroes Tribe.
This is
right?
perfect.
Because she is a vet.
Perfect.
But and listen, it's not like we're never gonna see Trudy. Okay. I feel like the whole Proud family is going to make an appearance at some point. But for the Hustlers Tribe, there is no bigger hustler than Oscar Proud.
You will rarely hear me go up for a Republican. But the Proud family, these might be the only Black Republicans I respect. Only ones. I love them so much. From his tiny ears, his skinny frame, like it's just Oscar is out here selling whatever. He's making these Proud snacks. He's flipping them. He's trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents every day. This man's a hustler. Now, there's an argument to be made that Sugar Mama could have been in this spot too. You know what I'm saying? Like the Proud family is chock full of hustlers.
We bounce back and forth between Oscar Proud and Sugar Mama, and there is an argument for them to return for a blood versus water season. I will hear people out on that, but
yeah,
for this we had to pick one character. Oscar is one of the big stars of the Proud family. I don't even know those kids like that. It is Oscar. It is Oscar's moment right now.
Especially for Black Survivor. This is one of the blackest characters we got. So shout out to Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, the only way to get blacker, you pick Bobby, you know. But we won't dive into that right now. We have one more spot to fill. Who is last up on our Hustlers Tribe?
Our last person is one of the realists in this cast. From Recess, we have Vince.
Vince!
I love Vince.
I feel like, and if you didn't see the main screen, I feel like people are wondering, you know, like, where is Vince? Where is Vince? Recess was that show when I was growing up. Like, it was that show to me. And Vince, listen, there's a reason that I said before, we have two kind of really epitome of Black best friend characters. One was Gerald, clear hero, but this playground, like, made Vince a hustler. Okay. You cannot be a hustler and survive that school. I apologize, but Vince like goes to the ghetto every day. He goes from the cul-de-sac from whence he came to the straight up ghetto in his school and survives. And really, let's be honest, there is an argument for Vince to be a healer because him and Gretchen were keeping that hot ass mess group together like nothing. Okay, like they were the glue holding this messy ass group together. But Vince is a character I just feel like we had to have on our first. So when you think of Black cartoon characters, I feel like Vince is one of the ones that automatically comes to mind, especially if you're talking about the Black best friend trope.
Yeah. And And that's it. That's our entire cast. Now I'm tempted to be like, all right, and thank y'all for coming to this episode of Recap Kickback. We'll see y'all next time for part 2
Yeah.
when we allow this to happen. But nah, let's ride it out.
Yeah.
We're 45 minutes in. We've identified the entire cast. Right now, knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
I need a winner pick. Isaiah, who do you think is going to win the entire thing?
We're going with Gerald. Listen, I got
Going
the
with
shirt on for a
Gerald.
reason. Gerald, if I could change my nickname, I was going to be like Gerald Stan. Gerald is the complete package, and I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah. Gia, what about you?
Listen, I will see your Gerald pick, and I think it is a solid pick, but like my nickname says, I am Team Lashana here. I need to see her do well, and I need to see her take it all. This is the win that she was promised and denied in Total Drama Island. If what show was it? Cartoon Network. If Cartoon Network were not cowards and have these basic ass white folks in the final 2, Lashana would have won the whole thing. I'm sorry.
All right, and I'm gonna break rank. I'm not rooting for a hero anymore. We've gone through the list. I gotta go with number 5, baby. Bring me my hustler. Bring me the hustler. All right. So
I just realized we're gonna have a first boot in this cast, and it's gonna be devastating.
Yes, it's gonna be terrible.
Okay.
I'm not ready for any of these people to go.
Let's find out who it is. Isaiah, you want to take us through the proceedings?
Sure. So first of all, we're gonna start the season off with the twist.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to find out that they all have to ring a bell. All 3 tribes make their way to the boats. Yada, yada, yada. Long story short, the heroes win a reward and the healers win a reward. Fire making kits and flints. That's not the important stuff we're here for. We want to see what the powers and stuff are. Doc McStuffins finds a secret advantage off rip, and it is a super idol that can be played after all the votes are read. So, very dangerous. Already the representative of the healers tribe starting off strong.
Okay,
what did I say? What did I say?
Has a super idol.
Yep.
Yes.
What did I say? I said the mascot.
It can only be played at the first tribal council. That's the key part here.
Yes.
So if the healers go to tribal council, this could get dangerous for everybody else.
But if they lose, then she has to pass it to someone on the losing tribal. So very interesting here.
Okay.
So let's look at some of the statuses of these tribes. So we're going to start with the heroes tribe. Nothing. Usually the first round of these Brant Steels don't have anything significant. We're just going to go through them. So nothing. You usually have to wait till after immunity. Let's see who wins immunity though, guys. So off rip, the healers win immunity and the heroes win immunity.
So the hustlers are going to tribal council first. Gia, you got to pick somebody. Who do you think's in danger here?
I feel like you have to throw out Oscar Proud, right? Like he's a argumentative man. He's
Republican.
Not Republican. Full of nonsense. And the Hustlers is a relatively young cast, and I think Marshmallow would blend in more and be more of a mother figure to the Hustlers than Oscar would be, even though Oscar is the one that's actually a parent. So my first initial reaction seeing that the Hustlers are going to tribal council is that that Oscar is going to be the one in trouble here. But since Doc McStuffins is not going to tribal council, she's going to give that immunity idol to somebody.
That's right.
So I'm interested to see who she awards it to.
And let's find out what she does with that. Isaiah, go ahead and proceed.
So let's check out the heroes tribe after winning immunity. So Craig finds his first idol on the heroes tribe.
That seems on brand for Craig, though.
Craig the immunity idol. Yeah, this sounds about right. Yeah, they should be looking at Craig as an early standout. You know, like this should not shock anybody. Craig of the Creek came to play.
It looks like Craig is also getting active because he is bonding with Cyborg and has a very lasting impact. So it seems like Craig and Cyborg are vibing. Also looks like Cyborg and Static Shock are having a minor disagreement. Interesting because they're both from DC.
Yeah.
Interesting there.
Yeah. Static Shock versus Cyborg, Isaiah, in a fight. Who you got?
Static. You just got to shock Cyborg and break his circuits or whatever, right? Like, you can overheat that, I guess.
Maybe right?
Maybe that's the source of the disagreement, is that Static is like saying, you know, like one blast or one shock and you're done.
Yeah.
And Cyborg doesn't like that.
No, Cyborg got that missile thing. You know what I'm saying? He gonna shoot you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if young Metro don't trust you, he gonna shoot you.
Don't trust you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm concerned about Cyborg in a disagreement. I mean, but we shall see what happens next.
Well, let's see. Cyborg apparently is resting at camp after this disagreement. And he's restoring his energy. So it wasn't anything crazy, nothing lasting, but you know, he got tired after that.
I think it's good, though. He's taking some time for himself, and he probably, let's be honest here, like just looking at the Heroes Tribe, he probably was the muscle in this challenge, which may have stemmed from the disagreement. You know, Static Shock wants to be the challenge threat here, the challenge asset, but really it was Cyborg doing the heavy lifting here.
Okay, proceed. Right. Let's see what happens next.
I mean, now that I'm looking at the Heroes Tribe, though, it was definitely Garnet. That's actually the challenge beast. But...
yeah, let's be very clear.
So over here in the Healers Tribe, so it looks like Jody and Keisha are bonding strongly with a lasting impact. A lot of conversation. Okay, and we have our first alliance that has been formed, and it has Doc McStuffins, Jody, and Keisha.
The dreaded Girls Alliance, Gia.
Remember that Dreaded Girls Alliance. That's their names.
Okay, so a second. I need to just mark the alliance down real quick. So it's alliance of Doc, Jody, and Keisha.
Now, just to put it out there, Doc is playing this game very carefully. Outside of having the hidden immunity idol, she is actually the lowest on loyalty in comparison to Jody and Keisha, with 5 instead of 6. So. Something to keep an eye out if that goes up or down.
So if it don't flip, it might be Doc.
There you go. And let's take a look at the Hustlers team. So it looks like Vince impressing the rest of the team. Obviously, he has a lot of charisma. But one person isn't vibing with Vince. It's Libby, and they have a fight, a small one, but has a lasting impact. Not the best way to start off for Libby. But everybody's impressed by Vince except for Libby. But it seems like Libby is also impressing the team, so it seems like they're just both hating on each other. But
there can only be one. Yeah,
there can only be one.
Yeah. Whoa, this is tough. My faves are fighting. What happens next?
I wonder if this fight actually results to one of them being eliminated. So let's actually find out. Doc McStuffins gives Riley
of all people.
This is truly the worst person to give an advantage to in the best way.
Is it maybe because he's the youngest over here and she's trying to look out for the young people?
Is Riley the youngest?
I think so. Either him or number 5. I think so.
Yeah, it's probably a toss-up. I'd say they're probably about the same age. You know, I think that Riley's the most chaotic person to give this to, right? I think you give it to Riley, we might see some fireworks. I wonder if he uses it, Isaiah.
We're about to find. I think he's going to be first. I thought he was going to be first boot, so we're going to see what happens. First vote, Marshmallow.
What?
Marshmallow.
Ooh.
Riley.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Riley. So we have 2 votes for Riley.
Wait, 1 second. So we have
2 Marshmallow, 2 Riley.
Breakdown. Okay, so it's 2 votes Marshmallow, 2 votes Riley. All right, who's next?
2 more. We have Marshmallow and Riley, so we have a tie.
All this doesn't matter.
And then Riley plays
Riley uses his idol, and Marshmallow goes home.
Marshmallow, we hardly knew you. Gia, I need you to eulogize Marshmallow for us. Marshmallow played a good game, or it just looked like.
Oh wait, I want to see the vote breakdown first. Hold on 1 second.
Sure, it was Oscar, Riley, and Vince who voted up Marshmallow. Just so
it's a guys' alliance, and you all were worried about the women. All right,
that's
so Oscar, Riley, and Vince. Doc, thanks, Doc, giving
Riley.
Giving Riley the idol. Marshmallow, and then who was the other vote for Riley here?
Number 5.
Number 5. No, and then Libby. That was it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough start for the ladies on the Hustler tribe, but this was a real battle of the sexes here. I didn't realize Doc McStuffins was in her Meninist era.
Look, I told you she was a real one. She came to play. She said, let's spice things up. She probably, like Isaiah knew that Riley was in trouble. She probably didn't know who Riley was up against, but look at that.
Yeah.
I already told y'all.
We love all of these characters. Marshmallow does not need the money. She already has, like her own life going on. She's a self-actualized woman. I am so sad that our trans representation was voted out here. And I'm especially sad that it's Marshmallow, but her life is fine. Like we don't need to worry about Marshmallow post Survivor. Like she was doing this as a favor. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I already told y'all Doc McStuffins is about to be a villain. Let's actually find out what's going on next. So let's look at the status after that elimination. So nothing's going on in the Heroes tribe. Everything is copacetic. This alliance is still here, but it seems like Keisha has dropped to a 5 with Doc McStuffins, and Jody's still at a 6. So it's still vibey, but nothing crazy. And Vince has found the immunity idol for the Hustlers team after that crazy tribal. So
is anyone shocked that it was Vince? Like nobody should be shocked that this is Vince.
I mean, listen, for who is left, it was only going to be Vince or number 5 finding this idol here. Like there was a chase scene between the two of them to see who was going to find the idol first, but Vince finding it does not shock anybody.
I wonder if Libby should be in danger after that. But let's find out who wins immunity. It looks like the healers and the heroes are both in immunity. So the Hustlers are going back to tribal back to back.
Now, Riley managed to avoid elimination the first time because of his idol. Do you think he can do it again, Isaiah?
If Libby and Vince get in another fight, that might be his saving grace right now. I don't know what's going to happen. The Hustlers are very chaotic right now, as we thought coming in. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is a really worst case scenario for Libby and number 5, but Riley was immune this round, so I'm wondering maybe we could get a turncoat for the guys' alliance here.
Let's find out. So going to the hero status. Nothing. Listen, the hero status are chilling right now. They don't really have to play the game yet.
The heroes are boring as hell. We knew.
Yeah, they're boring.
Like we knew it was gonna happen.
Craig in charge, running that place like he should. I'm telling you, I knew Craig was gonna step into this role.
Looking at the healers tribe, Chef finds the immunity idol over here.
Wow!
And on top of that, it looks like an alliance is created over here.
Okay, wait, give me 1 second.
With Huey,
Chef has idol. Okay.
So another alliance with Jody and Keisha without Doc McStuffins this time, but with Huey. And it seems like they're both more loyal to this one than the one with Doc McStuffins. Ooh. So they're double dipping right now.
Doc McStuffins told Jody and Keisha that she gave the idol to Riley. And even Huey was like, really? That's who you're protecting here?
Real.
That's the hill you die on, McStuffins?
Huey ain't never saving Riley with no idol. You can let that go right now.
Huey was not going to get... If Huey had been the one to find the advantage, who do you think he was giving the idol to on the Hustlers tribe?
I don't even know.
Anybody but Riley.
I
think wasn't going to happen.
I think he would either give it to Marshmallow or number 5. That's like the world I see in of what happens with the Hustlers tribe here. Because he's not giving it to Oscar Proud. I know that.
No. Oscar can't get it either. Sorry. Yeah.
But it looks like Jody and Keisha are a duo double dipping here. So we'll see how far this goes for them with 2 alliances. Right. Looking at the Hustlers tribe. So it looks like Oscar and Riley are bonding after that idol play.
Of course they are.
Impressed.
The two people who we would not give an idol to found each other.
And it looks like the realest alliance ever has been created is a duo with number 5 and Vince at level 7 royal loyalty. So they are very loyal to this alliance.
Okay.
This is incredible because I mean, this is a dream come true. The
Dynamic
recess
duo right
crossover
here.
with Conan and Kids Next Door with 5 and Vince together. Chill.
Yeah.
This is like a fan fiction situation. If you're like, you know what,
Mhm.
I want number 5 and Vince to be an alliance together. This makes sense, and the fact that they're both loyal to it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So let's see what that does going into Tribal. We know that Riley played the idol, and we know that Libby and Vince were beefing. So let's see what's going on. No one plays an idol. First vote, Libby.
Oof.
We kind of expected this to happen, though. Like, maybe this is the vote that number 5 has to see through to solidify her alliance with Vince.
I mean, I still think Riley's gone here.
I was about to say Riley is the next one with the vote. Third vote. Oh, look.
Okay, 2 votes.
All
Yep,
right.
1 vote.
Third
2
vote,
votes.
Riley.
He did too much at that first tribal council. Like, he was really rubbing it in Marshmallow's face that she was going here.
And if Riley gets one more vote, he is gone. Riley is sent home at a vote of 4-1. Riley, the tribe has spoken.
Yeah.
He didn't stand
Riley, it had no chance whatsoever.
Okay, yeah, so this was a unanimous vote.
Unanimous.
Yeah, the man didn't have a chance. Okay, they didn't have a chance. Isaiah called it at the beginning. Riley is just too chaotic of a human to win Survivor this early on. Maybe he comes back for All Stars, Isaiah.
He had his moment. He had his moment in the premiere, right? Like, he had his time, but he was not long for this game. He is an entertainment pick first and last.
He's giving second chance here, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Hustlers tribe down bad. 4 members. Let's see if they can get an immunity. So let's see if heroes are actually doing anything this round. No,
keep them in line, Craig. Keep them in line, Craig.
Listen, the heroes tribe is stacked. They're not going anywhere. They are not worried whatsoever. They said we have Garnet, we have Cyborg. And alliances. We're not worried about shit.
They ain't losing no challenges.
Let's look at the healers. The healers. So obviously we know Keisha and Jody have their alliances, and they have level 6 loyalty to both. So they are double dipping. It just seems that Huey is at level 5, but they are very big threats right now. Let's look at the Hustlers.
Huey is looking long term, though. Like, I feel like Huey is looking at, like what, and this may be to his detriment down the line, but like, okay, once we hit the merge, do I jump ship then? Like, who can I align with from the other tribes? But like, this is my alliance for now, but it may not be my alliance long term.
Okay. And then nothing different over here. All right, so let's see who wins immunity. Does the Hustlers lose 3 times in a row?
I hope not.
They don't. It looks like healers and hustlers are winning immunity.
Heroes gotta do something now.
Heroes gotta do something.
They threw it. You can tell. They threw the challenge. And who did they throw the challenge to get rid of? Because I feel like this is a throw. There's no way Storm. Oh, I'm sorry, not Storm. There's no way Garnet and Static and Cyborg are losing to Oscar Proud and them. Like, it just ain't happening. So
and it's crazy because it looks like the challenge was literally a race through a series of obstacles and have to knock blocks off.
Yeah, they
this
threw
may
it.
not have been the heroes one to win either.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's see who they're trying to overthrow, because it seems like they're trying to do something. Craig and Static find something in common. That is about it. So Craig, is just the only one doing stuff over here.
He playing the game.
Craig's the only one getting screen time. He's used to the wild. He lives in the creek, or he is used to the creek. I have not seen the show.
I just feel like the heroes are sticking to this moral code thing that they don't want to lie to each other and stuff, but they need to wake up. So
Craig's the only one really playing here.
Yeah. Over here at the healers, Doc McStuffins and Susie have a strong bond. That is it over here. Yeah. And let's see what the Hustlers are doing now that they're finally safe. Number 5 and Oscars are bonding slightly, and it has a lasting impact.
Okay.
Libby and Vince, after their fight, bond strongly.
It's almost like when Riley leaves, there's a little harmony in the tribe. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's a lot more copacetic. These are the only 4 people in the tribe, by the way.
That fight between Libby and Vince.
Yeah.
So,
it was his fault.
Real quick, there is an alliance that's formed. Just note that there's only 4 people here. So I wonder if number 5 and Vince did something to make someone automatically at the bottom. Oh, and they didn't.
They
Libby.
brought in Libby.
Libby. So Oscar is in danger.
Idol.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oscar Proud. Lord Jesus,
I
Oscar Proud.
I fear that it is the moment Hustlers lose. And I think we have a tribe swap coming into play at some point. But I fear if the Hustlers lose in this iteration, it is curtains for Oscar Proud.
It's crazy that Libby and Vince pieced it up. But let's go to that tribal for the heroes. Craig with a power move, he's trying at least, will be playing his idol on Static Shock after they just bonded.
Good on Static.
All right. Oh, wait. One moment. Hold on.
Did Cyborg try to initiate a vote against Static Shock? We're about to find out.
I feel like Craig is overplaying at this point in the game. Like, he finds the idol great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Craig is the target here. So why are you playing it so early on Static? Like, your tribe's not doing anything. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Is
First
Static even in
vote.
danger? Let's see.
Static does not count.
Okay.
Static does not count.
Oh, Craig
God.
had a good read.
I'm scared
He had a
as
good
to who
read.
can go here.
Static does not count.
All
Yeah.
right. That's 3 votes.
Static does not count.
All right. So Craig and Static Shock are deciding this vote.
Wow.
Well, who did they vote for?
And they are sending
scared.
home Gerald.
Look, listen. As the biggest threat on that tribe, it makes sense. Isaiah, I see you taking this hard. We lost Gerald Johansson here. How do you feel?
What a waste. I mean, if he was to go out, this is the way to go. So I'm okay with this. But damn, we just got robbed so early. I hate it here.
And that's the end of the stream. Thank you, everybody.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is not since Asia have we seen a 3-tribe format screw me over like this. Okay, so
listen, and you know what? That entire Heroes tribe, I know they did not all vote for Gerald, but they are on my list. Not you, Lashana, you're perfect. But the rest of you,
Craig,
you are on my list.
You're on my
We've
list.
been saying Craig is running this team. Look, he obviously wasn't running the vote, but he ran that vote. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
The
Craig at the
Heroes are
bottom.
just chilling. They're
Yeah,
kind
Craig is
of
at the
mad,
bottom.
but they're
He's at the
running.
bottom of the alliance. Lashana, Cyborg, and Garnet are all voted together. So yeah.
Well, here's the
They're
thing
gonna
with
have
that.
to do something.
There is something that's going to happen. It looks like we have a tribe swap.
Tribe
So
swap.
there'll be 3 new teams assigned.
Okay.
All right, so let's see these
random.
new tribes.
And here are the new tribes. The new
All right,
heroes
I need
has.
a moment to get them.
No, I
need
got
a
you.
moment to just write down the tribes real quick.
So I'll just say it out loud though. So 2 healers on the new heroes is Chef and Huey. You got number 5 and Oscar from the Hustlers, and then you got Static all by himself. The new healers have Cyborg and Lashana, who are OG heroes. You got Libby and Vince, who are OG Hustlers, and then you got Jody as the only healer being separated from her alliance. And then lastly, you got the Hustlers, which is Garnet and Craig versus Doc McStuffins, Keisha, and Susie, all from the healer. So
the healers just hustled their way into a spot. And honestly, if it wasn't Keisha, I wouldn't believe it. But Keisha, I knew Keisha could do it.
What? All right, I just need 1 second to write down the new tribes here.
very good.
Let me get the Hustler tribe in there. I think this is the best thing that could have happened to Oscar Proud here, because number 5 has no option now but to work with him.
Right. But the scary thing here, at least for like number Vince and Libby just joined that alliance with number 5, so they're chilling. Number 5 is down bad. She got to work with the op, but it is what it is.
You got to work with the op. Yeah.
Listen, Craig and Garnet might be in, like, Craig may have just had his moment and now he is screwed, because
I think Craig's gonna join up with the healers and throw Garnet under the bus.
Maybe under the bus for sure. It's just a matter of who the healers want to pick up.
Yeah. And then lastly, Jody and
mind
Keisha
you-
got split up.
Yeah, but back to before you move on, back to the Hustlers though. Susie was never in the alliance with Dr. McStuffins and Keisha because she be the one who Craig and Garnet need to be picking up. It's Susie the loose end here.
That could be crazy.
The original healers have not had to go to tribal council yet. So we don't know how much Susie has picked up on for how screwed she was if they went to tribal council yet.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, were Doc and Keisha messy enough that Susie knew she was going if she went to tribal council?
Okay.
I feel like they gotta be they didn't mess this up. Come on, y'all. Hold it
Let's
together.
find out.
No. Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's see.
So usually nothing crazy happens after the twist because nobody knows each other, but everybody seems to be split up from their alliances over here.
Okay.
Everybody but Libby and Vince have no real alliances, so this is interesting. And Doc and Keisha are still together, so that's good
Still
for
together.
them.
Yeah.
Now, just a note for people who are watching, we're about to find out a reward challenge. Doesn't really matter, no, but sometimes you see the relationships between characters grow a little bit after these rewards. So let's see who wins the reward real quick. It looks like the healers win reward, and Vince finds a secret advantage in the potato chips. That's a vote blocker power.
Vince is a golden child. That's the thing about Vince that people don't understand, or people maybe forgot, is that Gerald and Vince are not the same. Gerald is like a sidekick through and through. He's Arnold's right hand man. Vince is the person who can do it all. He can play every sport. This man is a phenomenon, you know, and on the playground. Okay, him finding a secret advantage at this point is the least surprising thing,
and that's why he's on the Hustler's tribe here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what happens over there at Immunity.
Let's
I low-key want to see Vince. I want to see this team lose just so I can see Vince uses this advantage. But
and what is it? What's the advantage?
It's a vote blocker. It can only be used the next tribal though.
Okay.
So immunity winners are the heroes and the healers, which means the Hustlers, even though it's not the same team, are technically going back to tribal.
This is actually the most dramatic outcome we could have hoped for, though, because we really want to know is Susie going to jump ship, or is she going to stick with the healers here? And I think unless we get a situation where Craig is throwing Garnet under the bus, that is going to be the question here. So that means that Craig, Doc McStuffins, Garnet, Keisha, and Susie are going to tribal council here.
Yeah.
Okay. Hustler's tribe is cursed, but let's find out what's going on with the heroes tribe. Nothing. They are comfortable, and Chef still has his idol. Let's go to the healers. Nothing, because Vince has his idol and his vote blocker, and he is comfortable. Let's see if the Hustlers, who really need to do something, is doing something. They are. Garnet and Susie have a small fight that has a lasting impact.
Keisha now is Susie not the time.
You need to be on your best behavior right now.
And look at Keisha picking up the Susie loose end. It's like she heard our analysis. She said, now, Susie, I know you don't think you're flipping. Come on home.
And this is the green light for Craig to throw Garnet under the bus.
Gotta do it, Craig. You gotta do it.
It looks like there's some alliance activity over here. Doc McStuffins and Susie create an alliance. While Garnet rests. After doing that nonsense, Garnet's done, bro.
No, Dr. McStuffins and Keisha knew they did what needed to be done. They said, we left Susie out of the alliance. But look, Jody's not here right now. So let's go ahead, pick her up.
And notice the number under their loyalty level for this alliance too. It is at an 8. I don't think either of the previous alliances that Doc was a part of, or that iteration of like Doc, Keisha, Jody, had that level of loyalty. So I think this is where Doc really makes her move here to like, okay, Jody and Keisha were, we were aligned, but they were really the duo. This is my duo now. Like, this is where I really lock it in with Susie here.
Doc tapped in.
If we're Garnet to be resting after all that nonsense, it's very bad. Bad gameplay from Garnet here. But let's go to tribal. Nobody plays an idol, so let's get into these votes. The first vote is
Keisha lost her vote, so Keisha can't vote here.
Oh, did she go on a journey? She must have done something and lost her vote.
Did we miss something?
Oh.
All right, I guess she lost her vote. All right, first vote. No surprise here. Garnet.
Yeah, I'd be
Keisha.
shocked if it's not. They're not getting rid of Keisha. Come on.
No, stop it.
Garnet.
Peace, Garnet. It's a wrap.
Keisha.
What?
Wait a minute.
We have a tie. Garnet and Keisha.
Did Craig
and Garnet. Yeah.
Craig stood on business. But will he stand on business for a revote? Let's find out. First vote. Keisha.
Oh no.
Garnet. And with
Craig
one more vote. Garnet has been eliminated. Wow.
Gia,
okay.
What do you think about Craig standing on business, standing next to Garnet after she tried to get rid of his number one ally and did get rid of his number one ally? Well, last round.
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
Craig,
what are you doing? And he's still stuck beside her.
Stuck beside a real one.
Craig, I get it. This is a very hero move, but Craig, my friend, you are on a sinking ship right now. Like, you needed to at least pretend you were okay with Garnet going here.
Right.
Oh, it's not good. That's not good.
What is he gonna do with Dr. Big Stuff and Keisha and Susie all looking at Craig, dummy? Oh my God.
And I'm pretty sure because Vince has the Hustlers idol that, like, there is no chance of him finding an idol here to even save himself. So Craig is digging for a whole lot of nothing.
Dummy.
I would like to put a note out there that the OG healers are still the only tribe to not lose a single member, while everyone else has 4 people left. So they are very dominant here.
I feel like this will only really come. So this may screw Jody over if the healers go to tribal council, right? They're going to start looking at, we need to just like cut this for when we get to merge here. But looking at these pairs here, like Libby, Vince, Cyborg, Lashana, they might be trying to pick up Jody here unless they come to an agreement to vote out Jody here. And I just don't see, like, that's not in Lashana and Vince's blood, right? Like, they're not going to do that. They're trying to get a leg up on the other people. And then for the Heroes tribe, maybe this results in number 5 and Oscar trying to pick up Static Shock here, but I don't know. I don't know what this happens here. And Chef still has an idol too.
He does have an idol. Let's see what happens.
Well, let's find out. Let's go to the hero status. Chef finds a hidden immunity over here and now has 2 idols because he found his original tribe and now he found the new one because remember it was used. So he has 2 idols right now in the game. Oh my God. Only person with 2 idols.
So if the heroes go to tribal council, Chef could hypothetically play an idol for himself and Huey to keep the healers in play here.
Ooh, that's nasty business. First of all,
so Chef is dangerous right now.
Isaiah, should Chef be saving his alliance with his idol?
No, because
let him go.
Let him go.
Enjoy Ponderosa with your brother.
You are chilling until 6 right now. Like, don't even do anything.
Like, Chef and Huey aren't aligned either. Like, they started from the same tribe, but we don't really know what their relationship is like. So it just doesn't make sense for Chef to spend an idol on Huey here if he doesn't feel like it's going to benefit him.
So let's look at the other tribe. There's nothing over here. And one more. Nothing crazy over here. They're both still at level 8 loyalty.
Wait, pause. Vince has a immunity idol and a block of vote?
You said Vince?
Yeah, he does. Remember,
the block of vote was for 1.
Oh, it's gone?
So he must have blocked
he blocked Keisha's vote.
That's why Keisha lost her vote.
There you go.
Yeah. Vince, you're being so messy. I'm just gonna charge my laptop real quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it. While she's doing that, I'll just press reward because it's nothing crazy. I would assume unless another idol's found in a bag of chips or something. No, nothing crazy. The heroes win a reward. They get some coffee and stuff. Healers to get iced coffee. There you go. So let's just wait. Yeah, just heroes and healers. They just get some coffees and cookies and all that. But immunity. Yeah, hustlers are down bad. Can they win something? And they cannot because they're going back to tribal. With heroes and healers winning immunity. The Hustlers tribe has only won one challenge this season. It's so bad. But
I'd say they probably voted out one of their bigger challenge competitors in Riley and just didn't realize it. You know, like Riley is athletic, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Oscar was not going to help them at all. So getting rid of him is okay. But then losing Vince as well, this was just never going to work out for them in the tribe swap.
Even the swap one now.
Oh yeah, Marshmallow as well.
Even like Marshmallow in the first vote, like I think they probably should have just like let's just voted out Oscar Proud there for the challenge strength. But
I don't think you guys are realizing the swap Hustlers tribe doesn't have any OG Hustlers on it, and they're still losing. So that's cursed right now. Let's look at the heroes. Is anything going on? No, the Heroes tribe is just a comfortable place all season. Healers, Jody and Libby find something in common, and it has a lasting impact. So they're yapping,
trying to pick up that Jody piece.
Yeah, we're gonna see that evolves into something later. And Craig and Keisha bonding strongly and has a lasting impact. So Craig is trying to look for an in.
Craig, don't be cute. Don't be trying to break up this alliance. Craig working, man. Craig is taking me on a roller coaster. I'm glad I'm not on Twitter right now.
Craig is doing his big one right now. He said, "This is my last chance to really get something going."
Because what did you do last round?
Craig, you should have just let Static Shock go.
Craig's telling Keisha, listen. I was loyal even when she was going home. Like, I can be a loyal piece to you. Let's see if it does something for him. Nobody plays an idol. Did Craig getting in? We're about to find out. First vote, Craig.
Boom.
We knew
Craig.
He was getting
if he gets one more, he is going home.
Oh, he's doomed.
Susie.
Yeah, Susie ain't going nowhere.
I feel like that's the pitch for him here. But yeah, I feel like it was too little too late over here. I'm sorry, Craig. He had a great pre-merge. I feel like this is the character that people are going to be like, bring Craig back. He had such a great, he had like such a strong start to pre-merge. But this is where the game ends for him on this season, at least. The Hustlers are going through it right now.
I'm very worried about Keisha in this Hustlers tribe now because Susie and Dr. McStuffins are low key a power couple. They're a duo. It's a 3-person alliance down there, but it's a little bit stronger with Susie and Dr. McStuffins.
But if you really remember, Keisha has an alliance with both Doc McStuffins and Susie, so I think she's actually the most safe out of all of them. We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
So heroes, nothing.
Come on.
Nothing over here either.
Come on, Hustlers.
Nothing
They're
over
not
here.
making any like cross-tribal alliances here. Like even Doc and Susie are just like, we're just aligning, like we're just gonna align with our own here. Like we're not breaking any waves too much or anything like that.
I need these Hustler women to win this immunity because this is gonna be
sadly
crazy.
Doc is the safest over here. I just now realized
she's good. So, she's good.
She's good. Reward. They just get some pizzas, no idols in the pizzas. All right, let's go to immunity though.
So heroes and healers win. Oh my god, these are Hustlers.
Will the Hustlers finally win something? They don't.
They don't.
They're done. They
Keisha,
don't.
no. Sharkeisha. Keisha gone, y'all. I'm sorry. This is the perfect opportunity for Dr. McStuffins to get rid of somebody from her own alliance who would not be as loyal to her as she would. Because Keisha has a secret alliance with Jody and with Jody and Libby. Or was it Jody?
A huge power move. It was Jody and Libby. Yeah, this would be a great move if Doc can get Jody out. Because that would actually, if Doc can get Keisha out, that would actually bring Jody back to Doc's side too.
Yeah. She had no choice.
Yeah, this is going to end up being a case of, does Doc go with the controversial choice and side with Susie here and hopefully bring the healers in? Or is she worried that that's going to separate the rest of the healers from her? And is she going to keep Keisha to keep her alliance members happy that are not on the tribe with her?
I cannot
Let's
believe Keisha not
find
about to make the
out.
merge. This hurts my soul.
So Oscar and Static find something in common, and a new alliance is formed.
Oh wow!
With Chef number 5, Oscar and Static.
All right, wait, hold on 1 second. So Chef,
So number 5 and Oscar pieced it up, and they have an alliance
Oscar
now.
and Static. Okay, our first cross tribal alliance is here now.
Now, just to note, the person with the 2 idols, Chef, is the lowest loyalty out of all of them. So he's weighing his
options. What are they going to do? Vote him out? I'll play my idol and still have one in check.
That's crazy. Chef got 2 idols. That's wild.
That's crazy.
Okay, Jeremy Collins.
Let's look at the healers. Nothing. They're comfortable. Does anything crazy happen at the Hustlers that determines the vote?
What could possibly happen? Like, it's 3 people.
Nothing.
What could they do? It's 3 people. They just looking at each other like, so now what? You know? What are we?
Let's see who Doc McStuffin chooses to take with them to a possible merge. Keisha gets 1 vote.
All right.
Oh my gosh, she goes.
Susie gets 1 vote. Who does Doc McStuffins pick?
I think she's going with Susie.
Yeah, me too. I think she's keeping Susie.
Yeah.
She eliminates Keisha. And
Bye,
Keisha
Keisha.
is gone.
Oh, Keisha.
Wow.
Keisha. Fire up that magic school bus. You're going home. You do not make the merge. You do not make jury. What a horrible draw to end up on the Hustlers tribe, because she was playing a good game, but you just ran out of challenges. You can't lose everything.
I think that Keisha was a lot of people's winner pick, seeing her early game, and this tribe swap, she did not do enough to keep Doc McStuffins on her side, especially when Doc is realizing she could pick up Susie as her number 1 here. And I think that is the story of this little tribe of 2 here.
Yeah. And what I'm learning is the OG healers were such a strong tribe, they only lost someone before merge because they were forced to.
They had to. But Huey did get left out of that new alliance on the heroes, so the people are moving on the healers right now. They're trying to circle around them and take them out. We'll see what happens.
Let's find out, because we are finally at merge.
This is merge? Oh my god!
This is merge. We have a lot of chaos going on over here.
The Brant Steele I did earlier was the heroes versus villains one, and that was like merge was like at episode 9 or 10, something insane. So it went on for a while. So this is very nice.
Well, look, let's check on these alliances, because there's a lot of alliances. So wait, first off, Jody, after losing Keisha, finds the vote sacrifice. It's an extra vote that can be used at 1 tribal council till final 6. In order to unlock this, she must sacrifice her vote at the next tribal. So that's interesting.
Is Jody on anyone's radar right now? Like, I think she's just kind of had a chill pre-merge.
Well, the problem is that the healers have like the overwhelming number advantage, I think, over everybody. And so like it would be a risk, I think, to risk her vote. I
say she still does it, because
you got to. You got to. Yeah.
You got to. Like, there's so many people that they could vote out over Jody. You got to try
it. Chef still has his 2 idols.
These people
Jody
are insane.
Might get an extra vote, and Vince also has an idol. There's a lot of alliances, so just to look at these.
Okay,
so Jody,
I need a moment to get these alliances down.
Yeah,
so it's Doc and Jody.
Yeah.
And they both have a loyalty of 6 here.
Yeah.
And then we have Huey and Jody are reunited. They both have a lot. Huey needs to start locking in some alliances here, because he only has an alliance with Jody, and they're both at a loyalty of 5 here. I feel like if they're trying to sacrifice somebody right away, it's gonna be Huey.
Oh yeah.
And then we have our alliance of Libby, number 5, and Vince. Pretty loyal.
Dangerous alliance.
Danger is
I feel like
alliance.
this is the one to watch right now. They're pretty loyal to each other.
But
And
the most loyal is the next one, Doc McStuffins
Yeah.
and Susie.
A real
but
one.
they don't have an idol between them, and the
Hmm.
Vince still has his idol here. No one, my guess is no one knows about Chef's second idol at the
Chef's
very
chill.
least here.
And I really
Yeah.
don't think Chef is loyal to this group at all. Like,
Chef's gonna
He's
do what
mean.
Chef wants to do here. He does not give a fuck.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds about on brand for Chef, actually. So this is incredible.
This is exactly what we wanted from Chef. This is why he made the cast.
I will not be shocked if this alliance blows up. I feel like this was just like for a round, like a voting block. Because I don't think number 5 and Oscar care about each other.
That is not a real thing. They just needed
this
to
is
make
not-
it. That is not a real thing. Number 5, do what you.
They just needed to leave Huey out of something. Like I
Right.
think
Okay.
this was not a serious attempt at any of their parts.
Whatever.
All right.
All
So
right.
let's find out what happens next.
So our first immunity winner is Huey.
Hey! And
I
He heard
think
you
he
guys.
needed to win immunity here, honestly.
He heard
I
you
think that-
guys.
Danger. Okay, Huey could have went home this round. He was clearly getting pushed out of the OG healers tribe. There was no way he was going to be able to play nice with some of those people. So this was just the way to go. Good job, Huey. This is the time.
Yeah,
to win.
Huey, you needed this win. I don't know if he knows how badly he needed this win, but I like to think that he was a little inspired. But yeah, I feel like if the healers were gonna sacrifice someone here, it was gonna be Huey.
Let's take a look at the merge chaos over here. So Chef and Doc McStuffins have a major fight.
Hey,
That's something to look at.
Chef, slow down, baby. Leave Doc out of this. She's cool. She's chilling. Doc,
Listen,
Chef got 2 guns. Okay, he got 2 idols. You might want to chill.
listen. Chef is in a very mature show. Doc is in a children's show. Like they just have very different personalities, senses of humor here. So I get it. This was just always going to happen. It's a personality clash.
Mhm.
Okay.
Chef is used to children that curse and get themselves into very fucked up situations, and Doc is just a little too tame.
Yeah.
Hello, children. Jody. She's just resting. That's it. So look, is Doc in trouble here? There's only one way to find out. Does anyone play an advantage first and foremost? So Jody, are you going to sacrifice your vote? She sacrifices her vote.
Jody
So she does not
sacrifices
vote,
her-
but she
Okay.
has an extra vote.
Does Chef play one of his idols here?
No,
Nobody plays an idol.
Oh,
I didn't think so.
okay.
Yeah. Chef
So-
should be fine.
Let's see. If they were smart, they will all come together and take out a healer. Let's find out. First vote, Chef.
Is Chef the healer they're gonna take out? Is that what's about to
That's
happen?
what they need to do.
Oscar.
The Republicans. Good job, Chef. You know who you need to go up against.
Chef. Lashana.
Lashana. Wait
Two
a
votes
minute.
Chef, 1 vote Lashana, 1 vote Oscar. All right.
Lashana.
No.
What is happening?
Lashana.
What is happening?
5 votes left. Chef. We have 3 votes Chef, 3 votes Lashana, 1 Oscar, 4 votes left.
I know he
All
would vote
right.
for Oscar.
Lashana. Lashana.
Wow.
Lashana is gone. Wow.
All right, I need to see the vote breakdown here. So I'm sorry, we're gonna have to
Sure.
pause a moment to see it. So the vote, scroll all the way down because they'll have like the tribe
Gotcha.
makeup in there.
So it looks
yeah.
like Chef, Cyborg, Libby, number 5, Oscar, Static, and Vince, although Lashana. And you know what?
Huey voted for Oscar, like I said.
right.
I knew it.
Well, real quick, that's egg on our face because look, that voting block that we thought wasn't going to stick together voted together. They
Yeah,
all
they
voted
did.
Lashana. So
So wait, who was this? It was Chef. So Jody doesn't have a vote, but it's Chef, Cyborg, Libby, number 5, Oscar, and then Static Shock and Vince.
Mhm.
And then Huey doesn't know what's going on, so no one's telling him shit. So he voted for Oscar.
Real.
And then the votes for Chef were Doc McStuffins, Lashana, and Susie.
If Doc
Is
ain't gonna do nothing else, she
Lashana
gonna
our
vote with
mayor of
Doc on it.
Ponderosa here?
Did she get
I
to the?
guess
Did
she
she make
is.
jury?
I believe so. I think when merge starts, you go to jury in this season.
I hope so. I hate when they don't include merge people in jury. It's like actually very irritating.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
so now we have officially in merge. And Lashana was our merge boot here. Chef still has 2 idols.
Which
Jody
is
got an
crazy.
extra vote.
Chef was comfortable. Chef knew he wasn't going nowhere. That's why he didn't play that idol.
Very dangerous.
Yep, and Jody has an extra vote. Her alliance.
That makes me look at
though,
Chef even different though, because not only does he have 2 idols, but he's in the majority alliance now.
Yeah,
That's
he's in the
very
majority.
scary.
He's got all his healers. We still got like them just kicking it. You know, the healers is in it.
Let's see what
healers
goes
are kicking
on.
their asses right now. It's like not even fair.
So, looking at all the alliances,
Doc and Jody.
number
Huey
5
and
and Static
Jody.
dropped down, but Oscar stays at a 6. I was curious about
Oscar doesn't know what's going on. Like,
Hey, he's in the majority alliance right now. He's all right.
Okay.
He's insulated.
And then Libby and Vince are both at 7s now. So, all right. Our next immunity winner is. Oh, sorry. Reward first. So this is actually important because I'm going to see people bond. So
all right.
These people are all going to a spaghetti dinner on a private island. It's Chef, Huey, Libby, Oscar, and Vince.
So
it's 3 healers
also,
and 2 hustlers.
Doc McStuffins is automatically in the reward because she does not participate in the challenge.
Yes.
So did all the people vote together? No, Libby voted for Yeah, wait, hold on.
Libby and Doc both voted.
No, Doc didn't vote for. Yeah, this alliance all voted for Lashana except for Huey. He voted for Oscar, so that'll be a little bit of an awkward. And then and Doc McStuffins who voted for Chef here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see who wins immunity. And it's Vince.
He didn't need it.
Shocked. It's Vince.
Yeah.
Vince don't know how. All he do is win. Okay.
There you go.
He's gonna get himself into trouble at some point, but he has an idol, so I'm not too worried about him moving forward right now.
But Vince is a type of cartoon character who I could see having an idol and not playing it. You know, like that's like the Vince thing. Is like
he's gonna get the James Clement edit moving forward. Yeah. Like I know Chef is the one that has the 2 idols here, but I fear that if either of them are getting blindsided with an idol in their pocket, it will be Vince.
All right. So let's see what's going on in this tribe. So doesn't look like much, but Cyborg and Jody have a small fight. Cyborg, this is the second fight that you got into this season.
What are you man?
And Jody has a major meltdown after this fight. So,
not good.
Not good. Doc McStuffins also has a major meltdown. Everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, everybody's losing control after this one. I think that ragtag group of misfits that was from that swap tribe from the healers. I mean, from the heroes, Chef, Oscar, Huey. They got these people in the blender.
Yeah. Let's go to this vote, though. All right. So, does any powers get played? Jody, after her meltdown, is using her extra vote, so she will be voting twice.
Oh, Cyborg! Round. This was not the person to fight with.
Ooh.
Nobody plays an idol.
Extra vote here.
It might be Cyborg's time. I know Static doesn't like him either. Let's find out. First vote, Static.
Ooh, that was Cyborg's vote. I just know it.
Huey.
Crazy. Huey's got alliances. So what is happening?
Huey. Maybe that challenge one was scaring people. Static. So we got 2 votes Static, 2 votes Huey.
All right.
Huey.
Oh, wow. Is this a vote split? Did they
Listen, that rogue Oscar Proud did not forget about that rogue vote there for
number 5
that Huey had.
Who voted for number 5?
You shut the hell up with that number 5. I don't know what the hell. I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to.
Number 5.
What?
2 votes number 5.
Throw the whole season
Huey.
away.
All right, so real quick, we have 4 votes Huey, 2 votes number 5, 2 votes Static, 4 votes left.
All
Okay.
right.
Number
No!
5.
Oh no.
Huey. If Huey gets one more vote, he is gone.
Yep.
Huey, I'm sorry, but you gotta go.
You have to go. I'm sorry.
Number 5.
Oh God.
All right, we
At
have
best
one-
they could tie
so-
this up.
The best that Huey can hope for here is a tie. But if Huey gets this next vote, he is done. And if it was a vote for Static Shock, he's also done. But I don't think that's the situation here.
Well, I
Yeah.
will say next person eliminated
Oh,
is
yep.
Huey.
He should have, listen, he did not take a stand in the merge vote. He voted a rogue vote for Oscar Proud, hoped that it was going to, take a little bit of heat on him, but now people are more upset with him. So this makes sense for me. The Static Shock votes were Cyborg and Huey because they're haters. I get that.
Yeah.
Jody wasted her
As a
extra
hater
vote.
myself, I admire their audacity to just throw out rogue votes like that.
It looks like Jody wasted her extra vote twice on number 5. In that voting block, again, the majority of the votes with Huey.
Yeah.
So it
Chef,
was-
Libby, number 5, Oscar Proud, Static Shock, and
We
Vince.
were over here
Oh,
talking like they were like gonna dismantle. They sticking together and
They
don't even
really
trust
did.
each other like that.
See, but
Yeah.
Crazy.
and then if Cyborg and Huey just got it together and voted number 5 with them, number 5 would have been the one going, or at
Yeah.
least we
It's
would have
just-
gotten a tie.
It's just interesting because Chef seemed to be so quiet pre-merge, and now he's activated.
He's running the show. Jody's
Yes.
burning that extra vote though. I think that's kind of to get the target off her back. You know, if they start to get an
Mhm.
inkling that she had a little something, it's cool to get it out the way.
Well, I also like to note the merge idol has not been found yet, so I'm very
Mm.
curious
And
to
Chef's
see
gonna
who
find
finds
that one too.
The
Oh
Chef
my!
has 3 items. I'm
Listen,
walking out of here.
he's the goat. All right, so let's see. Nobody finds it. So Doc and Jody are at 6. Libby, number 5, and Vince are 7, 7, and 8. Susie goes up to a 9 with Doc McStuffins. And
Doc.
it seems like so this alliance Chef is now at loyalty number 4 with this
He's
group.
just waiting for his moment here. Chef really
Yeah.
does
5
not
and
care
2.
what happens to these people.
They're all a different number. It's a mess over here, but it's working
Yeah.
out for him. So let's see.
Oscar had to latch on for dear life because Huey was coming for that ass.
He's being dragged to the end right now. Oscar is
Yeah.
like 3rd place coded right now. Right. So reward will be with Chef, Doc, Libby,
Is it
Susie,
the
and
same-
Vince.
Is this the same group that won one reward last time?
Technically, because Doc can compete now. Yes.
Yeah, wait, it
Uh,
was Chef. So last round it was Chef, Huey, Libby, Oscar, Vince, and Doc McStuffin. So now they
There
just
you
took
go.
out Oscar and added in Susie here. And then Huey
Yeah.
was on reward as well. So
Yeah.
we have Chef, Doc, Libby, and Susie and Vince. Could Libby and Susie make something happen here?
let's
Oh.
find out.
I feel like Chef is just itching to jump ship at some point, right? Like he's got the ammunition to make it happen.
I mean, he's definitely outnumbered here because the healers that are together, Doc and Susie, are really close, but also Libby and
Chef
Vince
is
are
a healer
close.
too.
Yeah, but he's not aligned with the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
Nick and Libby are definitely aligned together too. Chef's honestly the odd man out on this reward, but it's just a reward. Maybe he finds something to help him out.
Let's find out. Oscar Proud with the squatty probes.
What is
There
this
you go.
challenge? It says
Um,
stand in a squatting position, releasing the safety from their apparatus, holding up an urn of water above a fire. If they stand too
Oh.
high, urn will spill. Oscar did it. Look at Oscar winning immunity. I'd say he needed it because
And we were saying he was getting dragged. He's going to say,
Yeah.
I took myself in.
he
There you
yeah,
go.
Oscar. All right, hustle it up.
All right. I know his
let's look
family's
at,
annoyed as hell that he won immunity because he was gonna be insufferable at the watch party.
True that. Yeah, like
So Chef and Doc, it looks like that reward helped because they're bonding slightly when they get back.
look at
All right.
Chef. Look at Chef. Am I rooting for Chef? I think I might be.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
Libby and number 5 have a major fight, second fight for Libby today. Libby being toxic.
This is not how I wanted. I wanted this to go. I wanted them to be like aligned. I wanted them to bond, but no, this is.
And
this
it
is
has a
not-
lasting impact, by the way. And we have some alliance action. It looks like Static leaves the big voting block once and for all. And he's done.
Static. You can't just
Why would
leave
he
and not
do
go
that?
nowhere else. Yeah, you gotta have
That's
somebody
bad.
else to
Where are you
land,
going?
baby. Yeah.
Stop playing with me, Static. Like,
Maybe
Sir.
he just wasn't vibing with all the villainous energy over here from Oscar.
I
and
need him to
Chef
get over it
being
for a
sneaky.
moment because, like,
Yeah.
for real, like, Cyborg has been on your ass from the jump. So where are you going?
Yeah.
The number 5
Where?
getting into fights. He's like, I don't like
Your
the
alliance
vibe over
member
here.
has your former alliance member has 2 idols. Like, what are you doing? And the
Yeah.
other alliance member is number 5.
Yeah, so let's find out. Because by the way, he is one of 2 heroes remaining, by the way, over here.
Yeah,
So
OG
not the
hero.
best.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
wait. So we have. All right, so we still have 3 idols in play. 2 of them are from Chef. 1 is from Vince. Oscar is
Vince.
immune, and Jody burned her vote last time.
Yes.
All right.
Let's see if any idols are used, and they are not.
No,
So, first vote is Cyborg.
that's Static Shock's vote. I think we're getting
Vince.
a battle of the hero. What?
Coming for Vince is wild. Get out of here.
Doc McStuffins.
Oh, this tribe's a mess.
Doc McStuffins.
They're coming for the queen.
Doc McStuffins.
Doc.
Vince.
They're going after the heavy hitters
Cyborg.
this time.
What?
So we got 3 Doc, 2 Cyborg, 2 Vince, 3 votes left.
All right.
Are any of these people in that alliance? I don't think so.
No,
Which
these are
one?
all. This is all outside of the Misfits Alliance. You know the
Yeah.
the
And
Top Heroes tribe.
I don't know. All
Doc.
right, let's see.
Doc
Doc McStuffins voted out of
has been-
Survivor. She was
Wow.
Listen,
so
she was the
insulated.
favorite of the outsiders. It's just if she made it to the end, even if she was dragged to the end, we're gonna get some. She was a jury threat.
Yeah.
That group needs
All
to
right,
be
wait. Let's
split
see.
up.
Let me see the.
Static is such a hater. And so I think Static is probably pissed because he didn't vote with them. He wanted to vote Cyborg out, and they were like, "No,
Okay.
let's do Doc instead." So that's probably why he left
I think
that
Jody
line.
was the only one that would vote with him. They are open. And
Well,
then
Jody
Cyborg
definitely
was
wasn't
part of
voting
this
for
major
Doc.
voting block to get rid of Doc here. Listen, I
Yeah.
get it. She's the queen of the healers here. If they had to get rid of one of them, it needs to be Doc McStuffins here. So I get the move, but I'm really sad that we lost her here. What an
She was-
icon.
She was the glue of that women's alliance. She really was.
Yeah, they are falling
Um,
apart now.
Yeah. This is
And
tough.
this cast has only a few opportunities left to take a shot at Chef and who are the other 2? It's Chef
Vince.
and Vince. And
They have the idols.
Chef
Yeah.
Static Shock left the alliance of where are
Yeah,
they?
he left. Number
Chef,
5.
number
Number 5.
And Oscar. And I
Yeah.
feel like Chef and number 5 are really the big power players in there. Vince has an alliance with Libby in number 5. Maybe number 5 is the link here. Maybe this is like we have been paying so much attention to Chef and Vince because they have the idols, they have the trinkets here, but maybe it's number 5 that's really the one to watch here because she's
Mhm.
really in a solid position here.
I was also going to bring up the Hustlers now have the most members with 4 in comparison to everybody
Because
else.
they are hustlers.
Yeah.
That's what they
There you
do.
go. All right. So there's only 2 alliances remaining now. With
Okay.
Doc McStuffins going home.
And
number
number
5 is in
five.
both.
In both of them. Look at my
Yes.
winner pick. Look at
Oops.
number 5, baby.
Listen, we lost Lashana, but Chef and number 5 are still here. And Libby's still here. Who would have thought?
from
thought
the
we
Listen.
from the trenches. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows that Chef has an idol, and she is
lot loyal
Chef?
to this spot when
Chef
she
is
should be
coming
loyal over
around to
here.
this weird ass alliance, though.
She needs to be
look at-
careful.
He went from a 4 to a 5. He's warming
I'm
up
just
to them.
saying she just needs to be careful. Static wins reward. He is bringing Oscar, Jody, and Vince to a tour.
All right. I
So
think
Static is like, I left the alliance, but I need to build up my connections again. And I'm going to grab some of the oddball people and 2 people who are in that big alliance. It seems like he just wasn't vibing with Chef in number 5 because he brought Oscar outside and Vince outside. So I don't know.
Listen, Jody voted with him this past round here for Cyborg. So this makes sense here. I feel like she was kind of like that is obviously the person that I'm taking. Maybe she sees, Oscar is the tag along here and Vince is kind of like in the power position. Like this is the guy you want on your side here that can make the magic happen. So I can see why this would be the group that he decides to take with him on this reward, but like, will they be swayed? That's the other question.
Let's find out. Because Vince wins his 2nd individual immunity, the Bermuda Triangles. So he has
this
2 individual
makes sense to me. Like, come on now.
But also, Isaiah, Vince winning all these immunities is gonna put a target on his back at some point, right?
I mean, if he comps his way to the end, who cares?
Yeah, if you win them all, what are you gonna do? Chef.
He hasn't made any enemies,
Chef's got to do something because I think Chef getting to the end and having 2 idols and not playing them is not as impressive as Vince winning his way all the way to the end.
If he doesn't play him, I genuinely don't care about the
What are they at right now? They're at, what are they, final 9 now? What number?
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, final 9.
Final 9. So he still has what I think the idols are good till 6 in this season. So he's got a few more rounds, but he does have to start making some moves if he actually wants to be a winner contender, because I think right now Chef is just kind of enjoying the fact that he has 2 idols, right? Like he's a James Clement situation right now, but he needs to start maneuvering himself into a Jeremy Collins position instead.
So let's see. The status is Susie and Vince find something in common and has a lasting impact.
All right.
Susie, another sleeper, if you ask me. She has a lot of connections.
That's just how she moves.
And Cyborg and Static have another major fight.
You knuckleheads.
This is the 2nd fight, bro.
Somebody call Batman. Tell him to get this together. Clean this up.
This is a Couture and Bruce situation here. I'm sorry. These 2 have been on each other's asses all season.
They're so toxic.
And
we have
they hate each other.
A new alliance.
Oh, wait a minute.
This alliance is incredible. So you have
there's nobody in that other group is in this alliance either.
No, this is the anti-alliance for that hero swap tribe. So the hero swap tribe was the one that had Chef kind of roping in the misfits and them taking out a lot of these power players. But now we have the healers swap tribe essentially, and you have Cyborg, Jody, Libby, Susie, and Vince. Vince and Libby attached at the hip. Okay, like this is a power couple. Okay, the fact that they've been able to move through this game this fast and this like seamlessly is incredible. But now they have an alliance of 5 at the final 8.
It really shows how much Doc had like stitched people together.
She
and
really
people
did.
Were like, we gotta do something. Obviously, Vince over here with his 2 wins, and then he's like making his connections. I will say I'm very afraid that they're about a misfire, and Cyborg is going to push hard to get Static out instead of one of those other people.
See, I feel like they're about to vote Static out this round, right? Because Cyborg has had enough. He is ready. Yeah. He is ready to go.
Can they split the vote though? Throw a vote or 2 on Chef. You make them play an idol.
No, they can't split the vote here because we still have that alliance of Chef.
I got you.
Number 5 and Oscar here.
Mm-hmm.
And they just need to pull in Static Shock to be like, hey, you want to get rid of Cyborg?
Right. I forgot. This is the core right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this
But
is
number
a tough.
five is
No
not
number 5 though.
alliance.
Number 5's not in it.
This is the first alliance of the merge that number 5 is not a part of.
Because
So
Vince and
I'm a
Libby,
little worried.
they see what's going on. Vince and Libby know. They know
Yeah,
number
there's a
5 is
duo.
they know if they make it to the end, she's probably the hardest one of them to beat.
Yeah. They need to
Okay.
explore their options, and I can't blame them for that. But I do think this is Static Shock's swan song here. Like, this
Let's
is where
find out.
Cyborg's had enough.
I feel like we're getting the idol play this round. Where I feel it. I
But
feel it.
yeah, I don't think Vince is playing his, but I could see a world where Chef plays his idol here.
Chef is playing his idol for Oscar, and I think this is a misplay.
Oh,
I think this is a
Why?
misplay
Just why, Chef? Why? So Chef plays an idol on
for Oscar
Oscar.
Proud. I do think this is a misplay.
Sir,
Let's find out.
your idol has better uses than that. Playing your idol on
Oscar.
What?
Oscar. Proud.
Oscar.
I told you this is the
You said
counter
old heads
alliance.
got to stick together.
Well, this is the counter alliance to that Chef alliance, the one that happened at the swap. Oscar was tapped in with Chef. This is the end of the road.
Oh, and then I think
Oscar. Chef is
4
making
votes.
a huge
All right.
move here. Oscar.
this was what Chef was waiting for. So we're now at 5 votes for Oscar, right? 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my assumption is this was the majority alliance here. So
Yes.
it's whoever Chef, Oscar, number 5, and Static Shock vote for.
If they
That's
pick up
gonna be
Static, that would be
eliminated here.
very interesting.
They don't
But
even
see,
need Static.
Chappell. This is why you are right. They should have split the vote. We're about
They
to
should've
find
split-
out.
They can't split the vote here
They
if
can't
it's
split the vote.
5-4.
Yeah, they can't split the vote. Wasn't enough.
Chef. That's got to be Static. That's got to be Static. That's got to be Static. Jody. Chef.
Chef! Get the hell out
What's
of
going
here, Chef!
on?
Chef,
Wait,
What are you doing?
what happens here?
Chef has played his idol,
Jody.
and now he's tied with Jody, 2 votes apiece.
Yo, who did
The
that?
The final vote. They split, like I
Split
said.
the vote. Someone went rogue.
They split.
Who went rogue?
Number 5.
Yo, I
Number
gotta look
5
at that.
and
I got-
Static Shock.
If they don't vote out Chef here, they're dumb.
That's what
They're
they
gonna
need
vote
to
out
do. But are they going to do it? Okay,
Chef.
so the revote Chef.
Jody,
Jody.
Chef, and does someone flip?
They not going to
Chef.
rock for Chef. They not going to rock for Chef.
Is
Beat it, Chef.
gone. Wow.
I told you. I said you gotta split the vote here.
Cyborg is a scumbag. Wow.
Wait. Cyborg voted for Oscar and then voted for Chef.
He had to flip.
Jody stuck with her vote
Libby.
for Oscar. Oh, she couldn't revote. That's why.
So which one of y'all flipped?
Number 5
Which-
flipped. That's what happened. She
Yeah.
voted for Chef.
She was always voting for Chef. They brought in Static.
Wow.
Number 5 flipped. They voted
All
out
right.
Chef.
So you know what happened? Chef told number 5 that he had 2 idols.
And I'm
number
playing
5
my
said,
idol.
I
Yeah.
need to do something about this. This is too much. This is too much
Yeah.
here. So Oscar was
headcanon.
loyal. See, he
Headcanon.
voted for him and Chef were the votes for Jody here. And then the votes for Chef were number 5 and Static
Got it.
Shock.
Mhm.
And then we have the majority alliance here that
So-
were voting
so
for Oscar.
Who was number 5 in that other lines with? It's Vince and who?
Vince
and Libby.
and let me
Does
give me
Vince
one
and
moment.
Libby tell number 5 to
Libby.
vote a certain way? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what
Number
I think happened?
Mhm.
Libby and Vince told
something.
number 5 the vote was on Oscar Proud.
Mhm.
I need to see
And
this
number
He
a lot.
5
knew
ran it
that
back.
Chef had 2 idols. So this is
That's
where
crazy
she
because she said she
they
was more
think it's
loyal.
their move, and Chef thinks
Wow.
it's his move, but it's really number 5's move.
I told you the girl was in the middle. I said she's in the middle. She had been playing both sides. She had the intel because she was aligned with Chef, so she knew he had an idol. She said, "Hey, play it for Oscar. Play it for Oscar. It's cool. Play it for Oscar." She said it at Tribal Council. She said, "Like, hey, play it. Play your idol. Don't play it for you. Don't play it for you. Don't do
Mhm.
that."
She knew. This
She
was
knew.
I want to hear Chef's goodbye message.
Oh yeah,
Goodbye,
you
children.
big dummy. Yeah, you big doofus. Honestly, Chef going out like this makes sense.
Yeah.
At least he tried to play his idol. He played
For
an idol.
some.
It was for the wrong person, and it was for Oscar Proud. Like, you went out voting for a black Republican, like giving your idol to a black Republican. There is a lesson to be learned here, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds about right.
And then Oscar's sitting pretty. There is 4 hustlers, 2 healers, 2 heroes left. Let's look at the stats after that chaotic tribal. Vince is the only one with an idol, and there's another idol now hidden. Now that Chef is out of here.
Do we have any predictions for who we think is finding this new idol? My vote is for number 5 or Libby, but I'm open to hearing other suggestions.
I want Susie to find some.
I want Susie to find it too, because I feel like Susie's in that spot where Libby, Vince, number 5, they coming for her eventually. I need Susie to kind of have a little something in the chamber.
I don't know about you guys, but I am living for the fact that neither Cyborg or Static Shock are getting their way and trying to vote each other out. I just love that. This is a Drake Endrick like remix right here. I'm obsessed with it.
I'm also okay with Oscar winning some because he's been a villain too, making enemies, not only winning a challenge but getting an idol played on him. Just for the other guy to go home is crazy.
He's in the chaos cast spot.
I think he knew that Chef was getting votes here.
Like, look at that smug look at his face. Look at him, man. Look at him.
Oscar not knowing what's going on, but stumbling his way through this also makes sense. You know.
Now, real quick, number 5 is number 9 loyalty to Oscar now.
That's her goat. So, that's her final 2 goats. She needs to.
She knows. I know how I'm winning. It is taking this man to final 2 or final 3 with unspecified 3rd member filling in that 3rd spot there.
All right, let's see. So this group right here of Jody, number 5, Susie, and Vince are going to the Survivor Spa with a feast.
Okay.
You know what? I think this is a good group to go to reward together, because I think if they get on the same page, this could be very dangerous for everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean, leaving Cyborg, Oscar, and Static Shock back at the camp is not going to hurt anybody. You're like, all right, they're not going to be on the same page.
The editors are happy, production's happy, we're happy, the tribe is happy. Why?
Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy except Libby, because poor Libby. Why are you stuck with these idiots?
Libby is struggling right now. Libby's been in worse situations, okay? If you've seen,
she's stuck with Sheen and Carl.
This poor woman has been stuck on a raft with Sheen and Carl.
Her face.
She'll be fine.
Let's see if Vince goes for a 3-peat. Susie.
Finally. Immunity. A win for Susie here. She's had
it was a puzzle. She won a puzzle.
Queen.
There you
Lock
go.
her in for the Brains tribe when the time comes.
I'm rooting for Susie. I think she's a sleeper pick.
Susie is a sleeper pick. I hate to see number 5 fumble this though. You know, she was my winner pick. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Libby and Susie bond slightly. It looks like we have some activity. Is someone leaving the alliance? Libby leaves the Vince and number 5 alliance and creates a new one with Cyborg and Susie.
You know what?
Yeah, Susie's resting.
I'm going to give it to her here because number 5 and Vince, right, are very dangerous.
Yeah.
Libby is not going to win if this is the final 3 here.
Right.
No. She's not winning. And I love Libby, right? I was very devoted to the idea that she was going to be a part of this. But if she is in a final 3 with number 5 and Vince, she's cooked. Done. She's not done. Winning. She's not even getting a vote. She's lucky that they even let her go to tribal council at that point. She needs to have a backup. She needs to have an alliance that she's more committed to, because she cannot be with number 5 and Vince for the long run. They might end up outlasting her, but she needs to have a plan for herself. And I think Cyborg, who's been feuding with Static Shock half the time, so is just kind of lucky to be here at this point. And Susie, that's been playing from the bottom a lot of the time. This makes sense for Libby. I love this move for Libby.
I think Vince gets hurt the most because that was his dynamic duo. So
yeah, he lost his number 1. I think she thinks number 5 friend jumped him. You know how you
listen
the new alliance.
This might be the round to take Vince out. He won 2 immunity challenges and he has an idol too. You know, so
And he's
I would assume
and he's
Libby
down to
knows
ally.
about the idol, right? Would Libby know about that idol?
Let's
So
find
Vince's
out.
loyalty is at an 8, and I think even in the previous episode it was like a 9 or something crazy like that. So I feel like at some point he did tell them about the idol. Wait, can you go back real quick? I just want to see their loyalty for the past
Sure.
for this
Here you
new
go.
alliance. So we have a
There you
6 for Cyborg, a 7 for Libby, and a 5 for Susie.
Mhm.
I get this. I think that this is Libby's best bet to win, to make it to the end, because I don't think Cyborg or Susie are beating her.
All right. Does
All
Vince
right.
use his idol? He doesn't. All right. Maybe
Is
Static goes. He
Is
gotta
this
send his ass
where
home.
Vince catches votes? Or are we going
I
to
don't
see
know.
an end to the Static Shock Cyborg feud?
You gotta split the votes on number 5 and Vince here.
Libby. One vote.
Oh,
It should-
Vince took that
Libby.
vote personally.
She left the alliance.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Why
Oscar.
not?
So we have 2 Libby,
Hey.
2 Oscar, 4 left.
They
They
need to
tried
get
to
rid
get
of him
Oscar.
eventually.
They
They said
tried
we
to
are
him
not
last
gonna-
round. Like he barely
I
made it
know.
here.
Static.
I know that was Cyborg's vote.
Libby. If she gets one more vote, I'm pretty sure she's gone. Oscar. 3 votes
Oscar.
Libby. 3 votes Oscar. 1 vote Static. 1 vote left. And then
I
those
kind
person
of love
won.
the idea that Cyborg was just voting for Static Shock
I'm
to
gonna
be
To be a
powered here.
hater. Oscar,
Oscar
Proud.
Sure.
Yeah.
With no chef here to protect him, Oscar has now been voted out as well.
Okay, wait. Oh, so Static Shock was Vince's vote here.
So low key, Libby just took a lot of power away from not only Vince, but from number 5, because Oscar was her GOAT. And now
Mhm.
Libby's in power. Libby now
Libby.
is in
wait.
charge right now.
One
So,
second. I just need a
interesting.
moment to process all of this. So Libby's
You're
votes
okay.
for number 5, Oscar Proud and Static Shock, which not surprising. She just left the alliance. I think it may have hurt Vince more than it hurt number 5, which may explain the Static Shock vote here. He just wanted a throwaway vote. But the votes for Oscar were Cyborg, Libby,
Jody,
and Susie.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, this was Libby's move here to actually be in a power position. She needed to separate herself from number 5 and Vince, and she did that in a pretty big way here.
Yeah. She ran to Static Shock, and Vince kind of peeped it, and so he tried to get Static. He threw a little vote over on Static, but Libby is in control. It seems. She's got him on the ropes now. The question is, can Libby win a jury vote? You know, like who are Libby's goats? With Oscar Proud out of the game, thinking that she could go to the end with Susie sounds like a mistake.
She needs to go to end with Cyborg at least.
Yeah,
I think, listen, Libby in a jury with Cyborg and Jody. Jody burned her extra vote here. I don't think she's not in any alliances currently, I don't think, unless I'm missing somebody.
I think Jody's been cooked since the homegirl from
she's
Magic
kind
School
of a
Book
sitting
won.
duck at this point. Yeah, her only alliance,
really took her
her
down,
alliances at Merge were with Doc McStuffins and Huey, who are both gone, and they've been gone for a while now. So she's just kind of lucky to be a part of this vote at this point. So Jody does need to make some big moves at some point, but that's Libby's. But this 3 right here, Cyborg, Jody, Libby, that is how Libby wins this game. But the question is here, does she actually follow through with it? Like, is this the group that makes it to the end?
She should take Static and Cyborg to the end somehow.
Oh, she takes Static and Cyborg. I think she could win it too. She has a few outs.
Yeah.
All right, let's find out. I'm telling you, Susie is so dangerous too. I'm telling you, like
she's in the spot,
so
man.
dangerous.
She's good.
This is what I think next. She's got to get rid of number 5 and Vince, right? Those are the clear people to win. But I don't see a world. I think her best chance of winning is Cyborg and Static Shock at the end with her, because these two did jack shit other than argue with each other. And we loved it as fans.
Yeah.
We were all for it. But they have not made any big moves of their own to this point.
Mhm.
However, she could probably get away with substituting one of those people for Jody, because I don't realistically see how she gets these two to stay on the island with each other for this long.
Yeah.
And I think
Let's
her other
find
best
out.
bet is keeping Susie around just enough to blindside her, to add another name to her resume. That's where I think Libby wins here.
So let's see what the stats are real quick. Vince and number 5 are both at 9. Look, they need
Locked
each other.
They got to.
They're
What
locked
else are
in.
they
They
gonna
are
do?
locked in. Libby has a lot of loyalty for this group right here, but she also has her side gig. It's an alliance within the alliance. Let's be honest. Like she's using Jody and Vince. Okay.
And Vince knowing number 5 is not in this alliance is wild. Like he's loyal to that alliance the most, but he is not letting her know about everything that's going on. Or maybe he's just like a spy. Maybe he's on the inside.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I think is actually, so we still have a hidden immunity title that is hidden right now. So there could be an opportunity for number 5 to find the idol and swing things back in her direction. But big but here. We originally were, number 5 was in multiple alliances and was in a really good position. Now that position has shifted to Vince and Libby, and I'm wondering if one of them is going to outdo the other in these next 2 rounds.
Let's see. So going to rewards. Libby wins reward. It's the loved ones, and she's with Jody, Vince, and Susie. So there you go with that.
So who comes to the love? It's the loved ones visit. We're getting Daria's gonna come visit Jody, or is it her boyfriend? Is her boyfriend gonna come visit Jody?
I think okay, realistically, if we're thinking about if Jody is picking who she is bringing to the loved ones reward, it's gonna be Jody picking her boyfriend, and I'm gonna look up her name, her boyfriend's name right now. I apologize. Oh, Mac. Mac is her boyfriend's name. I like Mac too. I apologize, Mac. I didn't know. So I think if Jody's picking, Jody's bringing Mac. I think if production is picking, they're bringing Daria.
Got to. It's too big of a name to not get.
Too big a name to bring with her. Libby's bringing Carl. Libby's bringing Sheen.
Libby's bringing
Unless they
Sheen.
want to be like, we brought your friend Carl. Can you imagine?
It would either be Sheen or Cindy. I feel like
he might bring Cindy. She might bring Cindy. I could see that for sure.
I feel like Libby would pick Cindy, but production would pick Sheen.
Yeah. They want him to act a fool in front
of
them.
They want him to like ruin her life on this island. And I support their decision because Sheen's funny as hell.
Vince. I think Vince brings Ashley Spinelli. I think Spinelli pulls up in the boots. I think this is the person you pick.
I feel like Spinelli is both Vince's choice and you might think it's TJ, but it's not because Vince knows the game. He's picking Spinelli and production's also picking Spinelli. So that's the choice I feel most confident on.
Yeah.
Shout Spinelli.
And then Susie Carmichael. I mean, she could bring any of her family, her mom, her
dad, or her mom.
She's picking one of her parents.
Yeah,
production wants Angelica, but I think if she has to pick like a Rugrat, she's picking Chucky. I feel like
I think if she saw Angelica, she'll be pissed. Like,
she would be so mad.
Yeah. She's bringing her mom. Like,
bringing Dr. Carmichael.
Her mom, but I think also that could be what sways Libby to pick Susie because she's the only one that didn't bring like her friend or her significant other. Like, she brought her mama on the island.
Let's see if the loved ones gives that extra push to win immunity, and it gives Vince his 3rd immunity.
Vince.
Third immunity.
Vince, are you tired?
Now Vince has immunity, and we just said number 5 could be in a tight spot. Vince, this is your chance. Do you cover your ally with your idol and try to make it through as a pair? I would love to see it.
I think I'm trying to count how many times Vince has won immunity.
He found another idol.
He found the Hustler's hidden immunity idol as well.
Wow.
Vince has 2 idols.
2 idols.
And he's immune for the round as well. He has the immunity necklace. Vince.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Originally, before this information was given to us, all right? I was thinking Vince is a hustler. He is keeping that idol until he needs it, especially now that he's been on an immunity run. But now that he has 2, he might be playing it for number 5 this round.
It's just crazy because like the person who's like in the best position each round keeps changing. So I'm lost. In Static and Cyborg get another fight.
We get it. This each other. We understand. God.
Okay. Can I have a prediction for this tribal council. I just need to let it be known. All right.
Go for it.
Vince plays his idol on number 5.
Okay.
Number 5's the majority votes for number 5 here, right? Those votes get canceled out. Cyborg's low rogue vote for Static Shock gets him sent home. Being a hater wins once again.
Okay. We shall see. No, well, number 5 could still throw her vote on like maybe like a Libby. Maybe they tie it up with a 1-to-1 with Static and Libby tied.
This is also the second to last round he can use it. So
well look, I'm sorry, but Vince, treat yourself, King. You can only use these things for 2 more rounds, and you got 2 of them. What are you doing? Play it on yourself.
He's immune, so it's really just next round.
Yeah, you gotta play it. Play it for number 5.
Oh yeah, this is okay. So this is Vince's 3rd immunity win, his individual immunity win.
Yeah.
He has the hustler idol. So, he has the merge idol. He
does not use his idol.
Oh, he's going to the end with the trinkets. He wants to show y'all he got the things.
Number 5.
I told you she had a target on her
Static.
back.
Number 5.
Static. Oh God.
All right.
Number 5.
Just being a hater.
Number 5. No. Honestly,
this Cyborg and Static beef getting them this far is so funny to me. Because why are they still here?
Vince,
he didn't even vote Static. They voted together? What the hell? All
they
right,
knew
whatever.
Number 5 was too powerful. She could not make it as far as she needed. Like they needed to bond here. Just for the sole reason that number 5 needed to be out here. Her threat level was too big.
Oh, I agree. I think that Vince letting number 5 go here, it might be a masterstroke because they cannot get Vince this round. They cannot get Vince the next round, I believe. If he wins another immunity, he's kind of saying that you got to let your number 1 ally go at some point. You can't sit next to number 5. She's been playing a very aggressive game. And he voted for Static Shock. Oh, he might just get her jury vote too. He let her go and didn't even have to get no blood on his hands. Look, Vince. All right, player. I see you. Pour one out for my winner pick, though. Dang.
There's 2 from each OG tribe left in the game, so very, very even season.
But Static and Cyborg are the 2 heroes.
Like, yeah,
them being the last 2 heroes just speaks to me personally.
It's insane.
I love this.
And this little group is low key running. I'm telling you, Susie is so sneaky. I'm telling you.
She's chilling. Okay. I think where we are currently at, obviously Vince having 2 idols is going to throw things for a loop. Like Vince is not going anywhere this round. But I do think it's a very realistic expectation that this is going to be our final 3. And while we're looking at Libby as the potential win, we could get a sleeper pick of Susie coming in for the win here.
Yeah.
I've been saying Libby was a liability on the when it comes to the jury.
Yeah.
Susie, how is she getting it done? Okay, Susie.
Libby's gotten into a couple fights with some of the jury members this season, if you remember.
But maybe they respect her aggressive gameplay. You know, Susie kind of
find out. So reward goes to Jody and Vince, and they're bringing Cyborg with them for a private island.
But can we appreciate the fact that Cyborg and Static Shock were a pair in this reward challenge?
It was a clusterfuck.
That was production. For sure, right there.
Random draw my ass.
Let's see who wins immunity, though. Does Vince 4-peat here? Jody gets her second.
Queen!
Jody gets her second immunity.
She needed it. I feel like she was going to be a sacrificial lamb at this point, and like this was the time for her to win because we don't know if Vince was going to save her if he was the one immune, or even if somebody else won and Vince just has 2 idols.
Right, going to save her. Yeah, Good move.
So it looks like Cyborg and Libby have a small fight. Cyborg is toxic. Okay.
Libby is
Cyborg
also
wants
toxic.
to get out Static Shock,
Libby's
and
also
Libby is
toxic.
saying this is the time to get out Vince. He's finally vulnerable. She doesn't know about these two idols in the scenario, of course.
And Static is impressing the rest of the team. That's all we got. This is the last round for any powers to be used. So I'm assuming he's going to use both of these idols. Let's find out. Vince obviously is going to play an idol on himself and Libby.
And Libby.
Wait, only one? He only played one.
Oh, he didn't play it on himself. Look at Vince thinking he's Teflon. I think he wore it around his neck at Tribal Council and was like,
That
"If you
is
vote for me."
That's exactly what happened, because this is a wild choice here. So Vince plays
Why did he do that?
his idol on Libby, who I don't think was going anywhere, because Libby is way more
If Vince
solidified
goes
in her alliances
home-
than Vince, and I don't think Vince knows that.
How funny would it be if the second person who had two idols goes home playing it on
Dummy.
someone else? Dummies. Let's find out. Is he like Chef? Let's find out. First vote, Static. So Libby doesn't even have a vote because she didn't even get the first vote. So Libby's cleared. Waste of an idol. Unless he knows he's staying. Maybe this is a power. We're about to find out. So
Let's
Static,
see.
one vote. Vince.
Oh,
Vince.
Vince.
Static.
But dang.
So
Vince?
he's just trying to impress Libby.
It's a
flex.
Yeah.
It's a flex. He
This
saw
is-
that Static Shock was impressing the tribe and got rid of him. You know,
Yeah.
There is a lesson to be learned here. It is that no matter how big of a threat you are, being a hater wins every time.
yeah.
There you go.
And Vince also, doing this is a good show of faith to Libby. We know Vince and Libby were a duo at one point. Number 5 kind of friend jumped him in that alliance, and so it looks like he might be trying to mend fences, because this Libby Vince tag team, if they get back together, I think this would be tough to beat.
Guys,
Mhm.
we are at the finale right now.
Is this the
Dun, dun,
finale
dun.
part
This
1? Let's
Finale
go.
part 1.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, he can use the
Oh.
title this.
Oh, he could use it this round for him.
Oh, my
Vince,
god.
Okay, this makes more sense
Okay.
now.
Vince, you crazy mofo. Look at him.
Oh,
I
they did
forgot
the
this
big-
entire
they did their big one.
alliance. Their entire alliance made it. Interesting.
All right.
They
good for
completely
them.
dismantled the Chef's alliance.
Uh-huh.
that they
And then
formed
took out number
before.
5 and
Yeah.
Static. The last 2 missing pieces. Yep.
But now Vince and Jody are about to find out they're the outer layer. So let's see if Vince can save himself again.
You better.
Jody wins her 3rd immunity and shares reward with Libby and Susie. So
Oof.
Jody now has 3 immunity wins, just like Vince.
And trying to cut Vince out out of the conversation here by taking Libby and Susie.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. And she taking Libby's kind of strategic because Vince just everyone wants Libby's respect, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Libby is completely worn out by all this though, and she's not
Yeah.
giving up.
She been playing hard.
She's
She
been-
has.
I feel like the merge was really Libby's time. Like, she kind of played under the radar. She knew what she had to do. But this was her moment. She is exhausted now.
All right. This is I think everybody but maybe Cyborg is here to win right now. And
Cyborg's the GOAT. He is our
Try
third,
to-
he is our
Cyborg
third placer.
Cyborg outlasted Static Shock. So really, he won in his
he
own
won.
way.
I'm assuming Vince is using this idol. Yeah, of course, he's using it on himself. All right, first vote. Oh my god.
Vince does
Vince.
not count. Get him, King.
Vince.
Does not count.
Susie.
It was the
Oh,
move. It was
this
the
made-
move.
Wait,
Cyborg.
wait. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. If this last vote is for Susie, this may be the best thing that could have happened for Libby.
We're about
here.
to find out. And the next person out is
Susie is gone.
gone.
Hey, Isaiah, you were talking about it for a couple rounds. Susie was making a run
She
for
was
it.
about to win. Yeah.
This
got
is
robbed.
what Libby needed, because
Wow.
all she has to do at this point.
Susie, what are you doing?
Susie
She
voted for
deserved to go
Cyborg.
home.
He
That's
was
what
the
she
decoy
get.
dude.
Cyborg too. This was her losing move here. Susie This is the best thing that could have happened for Libby because I think Susie was genuinely the only person that could have beat her at Final Tribal Council. I'm still not completely ruling out Vince or Jody with their immunity wins, but
yeah,
I think that Libby has had the strongest social game here.
Well, that autoplay is a resume booster too.
Yeah. See, I thought Libby's social game was kind of up for grabs for me because she's been getting so many fights. I felt like Jody was like our secret. Like it was like Susie was the social threat, and then Jody was coming at the two people who voted for Susie were Vince and Libby. They back on the same page.
Okay.
And that happened. Remember, we said once number 5 was gone, we could mend the fence between Libby and Vince, and they could come back together. Susie had to go. She was really the foil to them. But honestly, letting Jody get to the final 3 could be a mistake too. So let's see if this duo. They gotta stop shooting at each other and take out these goats. Because Cyborg and Jody, Cyborg is who you want to sit next to. Jody is the real target here.
Listen, Susie for all stars, okay.
Yeah, this is really throwing up in this kind of like up in the air at this point. I don't think it benefits Jody, Libby, and Vince to be sitting next to each other here. I really think that like they should have taken shots at each other sooner at some point. But this will be interesting to see moving forward.
All right. So Cyborg and Libby are the only duo. There you go. And the next immunity winner is Libby.
Now this is how you play Survivor.
Yes.
Okay?
This is her second immunity win.
Now look, Libby might.
Lulu said,
yeah,
she was the sleeper at the beginning. Remember, we said that too. There you go.
All right, but remember, guys, this is the first season with Final 4 fire making.
Okay.
They're not going to a vote here. So Libby is in the final 3, but we don't know. My assumption is she's taking Cyborg with her, and it's going to be Jody and Vince in fire. But it's having one of them in fire screwing them over.
Right.
Let's find out.
Let's see.
So it looks like there's something with Vince because this looks like Cyborg has been granted safety. Does Vince go home or does Vince win the fire? Let's find out. And it looks like Vince wins.
He won.
Look, Jody home.
Now, Jody had no chance in this fire making challenge. We saw that she's not bad in challenges, but Vince, this is where Vince really shines. He knows how to turn it on for the cameras. It's time for him to stunt on people, to be the golden boy, and he was going to get in this spot. Now, the question is, because we can count Cyborg out, but the question is, did Libby make a mistake by letting Vince impress everybody with this fire making?
No, because here's the thing. They're both they both won 3 immunities. You need to just send one of them. Like, you can't put Cyborg in there because he's going to lose. And then you're sitting next to three individual immunity winners instead of just one. So that would have canceled Libby out completely if she didn't do that. But yes, Vince is a hard beat. He played a great game.
I genuinely, this does feel like a Ben versus Chrissy situation all over again.
It does.
I think if we're talking about who has the flashier moves, it is definitely Vince. But in terms of who had the most solid game, especially in the merge phase, I think Libby really shined in the merge. And I think that if she does not win, there will be many people, me, saying she was robbed.
Yeah.
They're both all-stars, guaranteed. Yeah.
The gameplay was great on both of their parts. I think, like you said, Vince was a flashy kind of solo player, like you said, kind of like a Ben Dreberg, and Libby definitely a combative person like Chrissy, who goes on to be a part of these alliances that just takes down these other structures. Cyborg's there, whatever. In his red turtleneck. But this is going to be a question of like, who are these people willing to reward? At the end of the day, do they give this to Libby? Despite her kind of like her fights, or do they give this to Vince despite him not really being in a power position for most of the game?
Let's find out.
Let's see.
All 3 of them are going to get 1 vote. We always know that. They always do that. So Cyborg gets a vote, Libby gets a vote, and Vince is going to get a vote. Let's see who wins now.
All right, wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me just put in their names here because I
Real
just
quick,
wrote
how
down
many?
theory.
Let me
What
check
if-
how many people are voting. Hold up.
There's
What if-
8.
What if
Okay.
Static Shock is the one vote for Cyborg?
I love it.
He's
We
like,
love a petty vote.
game
Just
recognized game. You
Yeah.
know,
Cyborg, Libby, and Vince. All right,
You know
everyone
how
gets
petty
a
it
vote.
is. Whoever wasted their vote with Cyborg should be ashamed of themselves. All right,
shame.
first vote. So
Let's
these are
go.
3 votes. So 5 votes left. Here we go. Vince,
Vince gets a vote. All right.
Cyborg,
This man knows this is trifling.
Vince.
Is Libby
Libby
our...
she got in too many fights. She got in too many fights. Vince is
Vince?
our winner.
Wow.
What a great winner.
I got number
Five
5 voted for
You know
Cyborg.
what? I'm so excited to see how these votes turned out. Let's see what the vote breakdown was.
Doc
Chef voted
McStuffins
for
and
Vince.
Huey. Wow.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's go through them one at a time. So Chef voted for Vince. I feel like that makes sense.
Mhm.
Doc and Huey, they both got out kind of early. So I think that makes sense that they both were voting with Cyborg.
A little bitter, if you will. Just a
Little
little
bitter.
little bitter. Yeah.
Is
Jody
static poison the
Libby,
jury?
I think that Jody as the Libby vote makes a lot of sense to me. But Libby
Yeah.
as third place is wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her social game. She screwed
I
a lot of people
know,
over.
many
She
but
fights.
bounced.
her strategic
She
game
bounced alliances. Like she
Yeah.
hit the road a couple times. I saw it. The writing was on the
Yeah.
wall, but she's all. If we do an all-star season, Libby is going to be coming back. Obviously,
Well, go ahead
She
and
did
go
great.
ahead and finish the votes. Go ahead and finish votes. Who else we have?
Yeah.
Vince. I think the rest are for Vince. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the list at the bottom. So we get the chef, number 5, Oscar Proud, Static Shock, and Susie all
Yeah.
vote for Vince. Dr.
This makes
McStuffins and
sense.
Huey vote for Cyborg, and Libby votes for Jody.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Jody votes for Libby. So yeah. This is it. Vince, our first winner of the Soul Survivor title for the Black cartoon.
Huey wins fan favorite.
And Huey wins fan favorite, which I think you
Okay.
called me way back when he went. You were like, "Oh no, I think Huey could have been getting a fan vote for this one," and I think this makes sense. What else do we have?
Let's see the stats.
Just the
Yeah.
stats.
Vince,
Yeah.
5 votes to win. We know he has multiple challenge victories, 7 challenge wins, 3 immunity wins, 4 reward wins.
Goodness
Oh, this is
gracious.
kind of most strategic. The top 3. Static Shock, number 1. So I think he was doing a little too much here.
Mhm.
With
Okay.
and maybe that's where Cyborg and him kind of got at it. Vince,
Mhm.
number 2, makes sense. Libby, number 3, also makes sense here.
Right.
Static got 14 votes.
And I'm guessing
Goodness
number 4
gracious.
was number 5.
They want to Static
There
out
you go.
bad. Okay. He was
Bad,
out there wheeling
bro.
and dealing. Virgil,
Yes.
how dare you?
Okay.
Y'all, we did it. That's
I
it.
think
We
this
did.
is a really solid first season of our Brant Steele cinematic universe. Like Vince winning makes sense to me, even before we knew how everything was broken down.
Yeah. Isaiah, are you shocked by Vince's win?
I am not. I think he had a very dominant gameplay since the merge started and just kept winning stuff. So I think you literally asked me, you're like, is he really going to win? I'm like, if he comps his way to the end, he got it. And that's
Yeah.
what he did. And I think he was a great first winner for the season. Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. Competition beast, obviously a social and strategic threat. Vince, our first winner of Survivors or Brant Steele for the Black cartoon characters. The inaugural one for Black History Month as well. We did it, y'all. We did it, Joe. It's
We
over.
did it.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to this. I know it's long. I'm gonna shave it down a little bit, just to cut off some of the choppy parts, make it clean. But for everybody who stuck with us, let us know in the comments how you felt about that. Who would you want on your Brant Steele cast? Because we don't know what we're doing next. It could be the Hunger Games, it could be Big Brother. Who knows? We got a lot of ways to simulate things, and we want to know what you think here on Recap Kickback. So email us at recapkickback@gmail.com or put it in the comments here. Join our Facebook page, facebook.com/recapkickback, recapkickback.com/Facebook. You can catch us on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback. and to connect with us and let us know that you're listening and that you enjoyed our Black History Month celebration of Black cartoon characters. Isaiah, thank you so much for coming and leading the way here on this. Couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, this was very fun. If you want to see more stuff that I'm doing, you can find me at Silent Podcast on everything. You can find me at 8 Ball Bangers, and we're talking about Deal No Deal Island, the traders, and all that fun stuff. So find me there.
All right, and Gia, what about you?
All right. Obviously, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky at Classically Gia. And I am here on Recap Kickback bi-weekly talking about Abbott Elementary. Chappell and I also spent quite a bit of time in the winter exploring the craziest family dynamics that we could possibly imagine with How to Ruin Christmas, all 3 seasons of which have been discussed in depth. My favorite Netflix series of all time. So please check that out. On Inside Survivor, we just finished our 50 for 50 series. And if you loved our Brant Steele here, you can check out the one that Christine and I did with our 50 for 50 picks. It is a wild ride, and I had so much fun discussing it as well. And then finally, I will be on Silent Podcast with I Don't Know About That for the Survivor 48 recaps, if Isaiah will have me. If I am fired, I ask that he wait until we are off.
She will be
camera.
back.
Pretend I have a job until we get off.
Pretend I have a job right now, and then we will discuss the details later.
There you go.
Gia, Isaiah, I can't thank y'all enough. Thank you all for listening. And then, of course, if you want to keep up with everything I got going on, at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms. But until next time, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Woo!
I've been trapped behind this wall, Maria. Isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreamers. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.